helped create crystal methamphetamines. I wonder how many of those Germans from World War II are having psychosis, because millions of them, they were let go after World War II. They were just, just fighting the war. I wonder how many of those had meth-induced psychosis. See, it's just an excuse. It's just something to blame it on that further vilifies you and your actions.
Well, and then also, so I've read about psychosis. I've read about schizophrenia, and if you get those things, they're developed in childhood or in adolescence.
Right.
They're not. You don't develop it when you're 32, 33 years old.
Yeah, you don't bump your head and become crazy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now I have a lot of theories, but the problem is I can say, well, I think this is the reason I'm being harassed, or that's the reason I'm being harassed.
Right.
But maybe none of my ideas are the reason I'm being harassed.
There's a lot of things that draw me to one conclusion or another. Was it because I didn't rat out for the cops? Was it because I come out against 9/11? Was it because my grandfather was a prisoner of war and I was the next male in the line? Was it because I'm the last Townsend? Was it that reason? Or do they have a big fish bowl and they throw people's social security numbers in it and they just pick them out at will? That's the question.
Could you have been affiliated with people that did this stuff to people, and then you upset them, and then now they harass you?
I don't know. I used to, as I said the other day.
I don't mean me. I don't mean you.
Right, specifically. It's possible. Person. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. I used to poke around a lot of married women. Did I mess with the wrong one who had the right connections? I broke up a lot of homes. Was that it? That's the thing, though. When you go back and look, we all have things that are in common, but no real link. That's why I try so desperately to get everybody's story to see if you went to this place at this time and this started happening, then that's it. If we could find the clue, but that's the reason this program's so effective, because there's nothing that links us together. Because the one lady that always calls in, she's a 60-some-year-old grandmother in Arizona. Never a police record, a nurse. I mean, just a perfect model citizen. And then you got me, a dude that rode motorcycles and built hot rods and used to ride hard and never put it up. But that's the problem.
Yeah. Well, I definitely have no idea in the world why anyone would target, let's say, a 60 or an 80-year-old woman. It doesn't make any sense. But they do it.
Unless it's depopulation or just testing on us. We know they want us dead. They absolutely want us dead. I don't know.
They don't want to do it themselves.
Well,
they want to draw us to a point where we kill ourselves.
They make too much money on us, and I gave this hypothesis the other week that I firmly believe that there's an elite that has the live streams to our life. They have the subscriptions to our decimation. And I do not doubt for 1 minute that they're gambling millions of dollars to watch us die. I think there's a live feed to anybody they want a live feed for. They just push the button and it pops up our whole houses, everything in our lives. And I think that there's a computer screen that's got our brainwaves on it that's saying every thought and vision in our heads. That's how evil I think this program and how far it's expanded.
Well, it's like you're saying it's like they turn on the channel and it's our movie they're watching.
Exactly right. They're watching through our eyes, hearing through our ears. They're seeing a TV screen with nothing but our lives, just like the Jim Carrey movie. Exactly like that. And then they sit back and gamble on it. Hey, if we do this to that, how many hours you think it's going to take for him to kill himself? Or what's his reaction going to be? They're gambling on our decimation.
And then what happens when they find out, because they know that we know, and we figured out ways to beat what they're doing to us, like not ultimately, but we're not in the same category we were before we knew what was
happening. They just turn the weapons up harder. They just I hate being negative, Nancy, but there's one guy out here and he's got a title and he's talking about, oh, well, thank God that I'm on this program. It's brought me so much closer to God, and you can beat this if you just pray and get on your knees. And I just couldn't do it anymore. I could not do it anymore.
I don't I don't believe any of us are beaten it. I think that some of us are doing better than we were previously.
I agree. 2 years ago, I wanted to die. Every day it came out of my mouth, I want to die. I want to die. I want to die. I had my whole life I've been suicidal. Why? Because they implanted that into my DNA when I was born. They put a shot in me or they did something to control me. I don't ever remember being happy in my life. And then when this program started happening, I was like, I knew I had bad luck. I knew everything was going wrong. I knew there were problems. My life was a wreck, even though it's kind of like a functioning alcoholic. I was still thriving, even though all the adversity. But once I realized, hey, I've got an enemy now, it was.
What's your opinion of the hand signals? Do you believe it's just to mess with us, or do you also think that it's meant to direct where we are?
I think that a lot of them, I think it's just meant to make you crazy. I think it's just meant to make you pay attention. It's if it was covert, it wouldn't work. You wouldn't be paranoid if you didn't know that's following you. So a lot of stuff they do things that the average listen. It's to sensitize you because what they normally do with me when they drive down the road and ride right, they always got their phone in their hand right up against their hand like this. Like they're hiding the side of their head. Well, if I see that enough, then what am I going to think every time I see somebody talking on a cell phone? Every time I see somebody on a cell phone, then what? I'm actually going to become paranoid because I'm going to think that everybody is a perp. Just like if you think that every time there's a headlight out, oh, that's a perp. Look, there's a headlight out.
Yeah,
it's to sensitize us.
There might be some people that really have their headlights out.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I try to tell people you have to decompress. You have to just try, even though they're there. Walk past it, walk through it.
How do you ever go to any places that you're not being harassed? Because I don't find a place I don't get harassed at. Not one. Not anymore.
As most people see when I go driving, it's quick and intentional. I run, I go, I grab, I leave, I'm home. It's quick. Yeah. Normally, I outrun them. They know that they know when I get my groceries. It's the same day every month. So they're at Walmart that day waiting. They're there waiting for me to get there so they can do anything they want to do. I know I can just see it that when I crank my car up, there are buzzers going off all the way 2 miles in my around me. Buzzers going off. People are jumping in their cars and taking off. Not a doubt in my mind that a minimum of 10 to 12 cars is on the move when I get on the road. Not a doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
So as far as them harassing me, they're there spectating because I don't know if you've watched my videos. None of these people are going to approach me. People say I'm very intimidating, but I'm not going to go mess with somebody that looks like me and is armed like me.
He thinks that he's intimidating.
We know they're stupid.
You're a good-sized
guy, too. Well, you can. God made me short and dense. What a shocker!
He shops at Walmart.
That's just the way it is. But I try to walk through it.
He also thinks that
people think that when I post a video, that every time I leave my house, that I'm always looking, I'm always filming somebody, I'm always looking at drones, I'm always looking at planes.
Stalk him.
I don't, because the more you do that, the more you train yourself that you have to look, you have to see, you have to find them. And that's the scary part.
Exactly, Scott.
Is because you do become paranoid. You become that hypersensitive person.
That so-called
kidnapping. I try not to pay attention on
the Constantine, believe me. From what I believe, I didn't watch all the videos, but I think they actually
they're always trying to hit my car.
The men in white coats to his house.
Other than that, I'm trying not to because they know some of my phobias I have.
Think about it. I don't know who in here has children, but if your child was missing and you start up a live stream, beg people on YouTube to help you, then go into the other room, but still leave the stream going for about 20 minutes.
Certain elements out here.
Right.
And so
if my kid was missing, I'd be out in the streets looking for him all over the place, and then contacting the cops and letting them know. I wouldn't be going on and on how the perps got him and he's a targeted citizen.
Right. Profiling.
Yeah. But That's why I think that it's better not to look, because if I look, then now I'm looking at the guy who I think is going to pull a gun out on me.
yeah. You've actually encouraged them to actually harass you, and that's a lot in this program. Is when I lived with my pop. Now I call him Pop because he was my best buddy, but he was like 60 years old. When I was forced out of my home, I went to stay at him, and he had this roommate, and this roommate was a paid perp, an ex-con who
it should actually be used against him
after she had a hysterectomy on Thanksgiving Day. He burnt her house down.
Fraud.
He was a very bad man. Well, just amazingly how he was put in this house where I was going to live at. He was next door to my room, and he was in his room, and the V2K was in his voice, in my head, saying all kinds of things, how he was going to come kick my door in and beat me to death. He was going to stab me in my sleep. He was doing all this to me. He did all that. And then the next thing I know is I find my pop's gun under my pillow in my bedroom. Because what? They wanted me to get his gun, go next door and blow his brains out.
PayPal.
That's exactly what they wanted.
People to
donate. They did that to me with him for 3 or 4 months straight.
And then bam, all of a sudden now he's up to 1,000 subs.
And it got so bad. It got to the point where he told Pop, he went outside and busted my Pop's motorcycle up and then blamed me for it, said that I did it. And then it wasn't short after that when I just had to leave because it was too much stress on my Pop, because
probably
he
very
had a pacemaker and all that other stuff. But he had to put me out.
This guy believes anything he's saying.
It's just they wanted me to take out
unfortunately
the scum of society, which would have been him, but take me down in the process.
Hey, Patricia.
Oh yeah, they be killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Exactly. So do you get any of the auditory or anything, or yours is just maybe gang stalking and mobbing and gaslighting?
I get gaslighting. I get
exactly. That doesn't make sense. That he just hid in the camper. Come on, that's.
But I have a different job when I was at my
and the first thing that he does is
it was like a nightmare.
Comes on to YouTube saying that the perps took my stepson. The perps took my stepson.
Right.
And then leaves the stream going, and then towards the end, he's talking to the cops, and he's actually telling the cops that he's a targeted citizen and how the government is doing this, and then he wonders why they don't believe him.
And you don't have airplanes that go over you every 5 minutes, especially without an airport.
Right.
You know, but I still have the drones periodically over where I live. I think like where I live is like a gang stalking headquarters, or
Jennifer, what's your take on this TI thing?
They'll make it a little headquarters.
Right.
It's like in my parking lot, we have about 100 spots, and I live in Washington, and the closest state to Washington is Oregon. Right now, explain to me why in my parking lot there's about 12 to 14 plates from Idaho.
Yep.
And Idaho is not right next to us. If I was in eastern Washington, it'd be different.
Right.
That would make more sense. But then,
I don't know, is North Carolina a red state or blue? I can't remember.
Let's go say it says like BKM 666. And then another one is like that, but it's 777. And then 999. And those are all the ones that would be rolling around by you with the triple digits.
Right.
But they're all
I think one of the funniest things he says is how when he lies on the couch,
every single
the
time
government sends energy waves to make his bones hurt and put him in pain so he can't get up.
Murder. Yep.
Yeah. But those cars are always around me.
Wow. Yeah, I had somebody a couple months back, they said that this program is almost like, it's like they're trying to be God and to make us be good people. Like if you do everything good, then they won't mess with you. It's almost like they're your daddy.
Yeah, Cheryl, that wasn't believable at all.
And they told me that in my head before. There's a couple times when I made really good money off some jobs where we worked hard, we got the job done, and anytime I went to write an invoice for my customers, I felt guilty. They got more than their money's worth, but it's a lot of money to me, you know, and I'd feel guilty. And then they're in my head, you're trying to rob them. You're trying to rob them. You're trying to rob them. And then after I'd make a good paycheck, they would tear up something. They blow up an engine. They tear up a transmission. Tires would be flattened or something would tear up just to suck that extra bit of income that I'd made, just to take it so I could not get ahead.
He claims drones the size of smart cars.
Well, they want to make it tough on you, no matter what your circumstances. They want to make it to where you don't have enough money to survive, or keep it to where you're at such a low amount of revenue coming in to where you're never going to get ahead.
Right. Absolutely.
There's, like, in my situation, money-wise, I'm not going to say I'm doing good or bad. I'm surviving.
Right.
But, I'm probably a little more fortunate than a few other TIs out there.
Is this any better?
I have a full-time job.
Right.
And I have a place. But they find ways, because I don't trust my food anymore, so I buy food daily.
Right.
And that's not cheap whatsoever.
Ricky, is this any better?
Nope.
So, if you're going to go buy food every 2 weeks or every month, it's a lot cheaper than if you're spending $60 on food a day.
Right. Yep.
And so, because they've got me to the point where I think every single time I purchase food, I'm being poisoned.
Right. Yeah. And they will mess. I mean, just like I said, they will mess with your food. They'll leave your milk out, even though it's good, just so it'll rot. I've seen them swap my milk out before, where I'll come home and it's full. Next day it's empty, and I come back 2 days later and it's got over half full. They're constantly, it's like they're rotating the stock in my house. Anything to drive us crazy. Like I mentioned earlier tonight, my first stream, my sons went through 3 alarm clocks now. Alarm clocks. The clocks work fine, except the volume doesn't work on it. Now it doesn't ring or buzz. Just anything stupid like that.
Won't wake them up.
Right. Yeah. Any way to hurt what's happening. Anything to keep him from being able to function.
Well, they'll do other things too, like they'll drain oil out of your vehicles, transmission fluid out of your vehicles.
Exactly right.
Truthfully, with this guy,
things where they're not going to completely destroy
I think
your
he's just
they'll make you have to constantly pay towards your vehicle.
Exactly
his
right.
platform to put one over on other people that think that they're TIs for money.
Car I have now, but the one I had before, I had a large leak in the front, and then in the back tire is a small leak.
Right.
And I bought one of those portable air compressors, so I was constantly, I'd have to fill it up every morning when I'd go to work. And then my large leak turned into the tire, they swapped my tires out. They put my back tire in my front and my front tire in my back. And so now I have the large leak in the opposite spot and the small leak in the opposite. No, that just doesn't happen.
And you're right. Just like I told people about my camper out back, they ruined the tire that was on it, so I bought a brand new tire for it. It's like $150 for a 10-ply tire. I put it on. I drive it here. I park it. I've never moved it. After the first year, it's fine. Then they flattened it all the way down so the camper would lean and all the water run in and ruin it. Well, I pumped that tire up about a month and a half ago. Guess what? Nothing wrong with it. Still got plenty of air. It's perfect. Somebody said in the comment section, they said, how do they make you blow an engine up? Well, with my own business, I was religious about checking oil, checking transmission fluid. You keep oil and water in them. Well, with my van, 400 horsepower, 400 small block, that thing was a hot rod. It would do 110 in a big Chevy van. I mean, it was set up to rock and roll. That's what I went drag racing in. I come in, I get in, I check the water that morning, I go to the gas station, I come home, get back in it, and go to leave, and it had perfect antifreeze in it. By the time I get to the railroad tracks, it's already running hot. See,
most of the TIs, targeted individuals,
the thermostat
actually
wire
believe
it ran hot.
This guy
Here's
is
steam blowing out. And this engine, I had $3,000 building this engine. Bloated up, ruined. It's been shot ever since. I had to end up crushing it because I didn't have the money to fix it.
He's just using
it let air out, transmission
manipulation
fluid.
tactic for money. A YouTube fan.
Fluid? How many people check gear oil? Nobody really does it unless you're like me. I was anal about always keeping an eye on my equipment. But everything, every other week, they're blowing something else up. Or they would take my gas because I had 3 trucks with three whole lawnmower crews, 3 men in each truck. They would take and they would swap out my mixed gas. They'd swamp it out for straight gas and start blowing up weed eaters. Well, $428 for a Husqvarna weed eater is not cheap. When you lose 3 of them in 1 week, that can bankrupt you. And then they just sit back, and they just think, well, your guys just don't know how to mix the oil. I said, what do you mean, my guys? I'm the one mixing the oil. I'm the one that fills up my trucks.
And then you start getting 4 strokes or something, and then where the answer be then?
Yep. Then they mess with that. Just like with my Z-mower, they took 2 pennies and dropped down inside the oil cap of my Z-mower. Driving it. Something starts locking up, starts chattering. Like, what in the world? Luckily, back then when I had my business, I mean, we were rocking and rolling, but I had to tear it down, and luckily insurance covered it, but it took 3 weeks to get a lawnmower to replace that one, to get a new engine in the lawnmower. And I showed them the pennies, and I carried it on my keychain, but the perp stole it. But just those 3 pennies cost me 3 weeks not being able to work that
another
creek.
Sullivan, I bet
not
you'd
being
believe
able to
that there's
get that money to make it out.
fluid.
So that one just form of vandalism cost me about $20,000. I mean, that'll stop any business.
They won't just affect your business. Like if you work for somebody's business and you're management, they will.
It's funny when he does videos to show that drones are following him.
You're not doing well. Like, see,
it's just
I
stars.
run a marina, and I don't know how familiar you are with marinas, but I know you're talking about wanting to get a boat or whatever and live on it.
Right.
But
he thinks people are so stupid that they believe a star is a drone.
Yep.
And they're constantly sabotaging my breakwater out here.
Yep.
Like it was in 2 sections tonight. And it's stormy out
Jennifer,
here.
there's a lot of mentally ill people that believe that they're targeted individuals.
You know,
unfortunately, like I said,
I got
this guy
making sure that I'm
is trying to manipulate them
while they're on there
for money
and tying
and fame.
stuff, but how did it come disconnected?
Exactly.
Yeah. But yet it just randomly came disconnected tonight.
Yeah, and it's always your fault. It's your responsibility. Yeah. And that was my problem is I went through 36 employees in
his
3 to
channel's
4
called
months.
Targeted
36
Citizen.
employees. Every time somebody would come in, it'd be a perp. They'd vandalize, tear up stuff, tear up my customer's yard, anything they can do to destroy everything that I had built. And and when they drop the hammer on you, you don't come out the other end hanging on to everything. I mean, they took everything. They killed my fiance, took my home business. Everything was gone from February 7th
that he
to
did.
September 11th. I mean, literally, I lost it all.
The government
and I thank God that now I've got my footing. Like I said, that Jesse Ventura show put my feet back up underneath me because it made me focus to realize I knew I wasn't crazy, but then I knew I had an enemy. And I knew that somebody there was a dedicated army trying to take me down. And once I figured that part out, then it's easier to control.
Oh, he calls his neighbors
so excited. Too. They think, well, I'm going to go buy cameras and I'm going to hire a private investigator and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Don't waste your time.
Well, you could get 100 cameras and they would take down every one of them.
That they'll vandalize every one of them. And all you're sitting there with is $1,000 bill, $1,000 you could have spent on something else.
Because they watch, like you're saying before, they have cameras in here or they're watching through your eyes so they know where you place them.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, and maybe also certain ones that could probably detect them.
Well, yeah, and that's what I try to tell people, even in my live stream tonight. Listen, just have one man. That's all I need to go in your house and learn everything about you. Just one man. He watches you leave. And he tells me when you're on your way home. And what do? I sneak in the back door and I sneak right back out. And you never know I'm there.
Exactly.
A security
that's one of the first things he did.
Anyone.
He went on live
they know all about
on a live stream.
They know you crying. We're not even talking about advanced remote neural monitoring.
His son.
You just mentioned it. I mean, I try to tell people if they see through your eyes,
and they were trying to help him.
What else are you gonna do?
He was just going on about how he's a targeted citizen, and the government's after him.
Been on like YouTube and it feels like they're talking to you?
Oh, well, every day they post videos for my direct information. I watched a video today. The channel's called Life's a Mirage. And all they do is film airplanes that supposedly turned into gin or whatever. And there was this real bright light on that video. And literally it affected my eyes for about a half hour. My eyes were messed up where it had that glow. It felt like it was burnt in my cornea.
I think of this guy as like Alex
this
Jones,
thing pops up from, I think it was Demolition Ranch or something like that, taking my wife to the
hillbilly version
of Alex within 2 minutes of my eyes being affected, they started posting up videos about an eye doctor. Just because I had thought about an eye doctor, my eyes, me possibly being blinded, it starts popping up in my live stream.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I'm kind of talking about, like, I had this one I was watching. It was some guy, he sells these devices.
This guy definitely does some kind of drugs, but he's definitely a narcissist.
Right, and so
honestly, most cons are.
You know, you're just sitting on your couch just laughing.
Yep.
And he said, like, you're a POS or whatever.
Right.
And then how in the world, you know, okay, we could go say that maybe there's somebody that commented or whatever, but it was exactly what I was doing. It was my name, this and that. And you could go say, okay, so that's one event. And then you go look at other ones,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And so, like, I'm watching, like, when I turn my TV on, it's on the Forensic Files, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And almost every single episode has a killer with my name.
Yep.
Or is in Washington State or the Puget Sound.
Do you get?
Now, how does that make sense that every killer is from Washington State or has my name?
And see, they pulled the same thing on me because, like I said, a traumatic event usually is foreshadowing what they're going to do to you. So when they killed my fiance, they would show that on the side of my house in lights from we didn't know drones in. It would say murderer everywhere I went, murder this, because they had a murder investigation. So they kept posting, just like that, Forensic Files or FBI Files or all these shows about killers and mass murderers and you know, just the evil of the evil. And all of it had to do with my situation. His girlfriend, he murdered, blah, 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 set it up for suicide. They did that just movie after movie. But like you said, direct speech. I remember when I was in the middle of this overt target. I mean, it was heavy as it could be, and I was with my pop.
Telling
we
her
went to Hardee's here in Hildebrand,
suicide.
North Carolina. We're inside, and I'm just glancing up at the TV, and I'm watching him. The TV, just like you said, the TV starts talking to me. I start hearing, and it was on a newscast, but the guy's face, I mean, it was a whole show. It went from one newscaster to a totally different one, and he was looking at me and talking to me. So absolutely, I believe you when you say that. There's some that's I don't they don't ever want to do it where somebody else hears it, where somebody else knows it's happening. And they do not make mistakes.
I mean,
people don't understand AI is a
stages
living
a kidnapping
being.
For YouTube.
It may not have blood, it may not have a pulse, but AI is alive, and it knows everything about everyone. And I'm telling you, the Terminator movie was foretelling of the future.
They were prophesying that he was actually arrested for stalking somebody. Absolutely, talks about how he's getting stalked, but yet he gets arrested for stalking, and he's also gotten arrested for not paying child support.
And they're making robots with AI. And there's a robot named Sophia, and I'm sure you know who Elon Musk is.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes, but he is.
She committed suicide, but somehow the government murdered her.
And AI together, opposed to the AI he wants to develop, that he literally
call out, Emma,
with this robot.
Wow.
But their company name, I think, is called Singularity or something, and that's one of the names in the Terminator.
Yep. Well, no, Skynet. I don't think it's called Terminator. It's called Skynet. Yeah.
Well, there's a Singularity, and yes, Skynet's the company.
Yep.
Now he's talking about Skynet. Wow.
And then one of the other robots was talking to them, and he said, even if I turn into the Terminator, I'm going to keep you in my zoo because I like you.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Before this, if somebody like me would have come up to me and propose this, my first thought would be, hey, let's get this person some help. But you know what? I would have at least asked questions. I would have listened. Yeah. But how many people have literally sat down for 5 minutes and let you talk? I mean, even if you and the 5 or 6 shrinks that I've been to, I've set them down. I opened up my cell phone and said, here, look at this. And every one of those shrinks, they looked at me and said, oh, my God, I cannot believe it. I did not think that you were ill. They said, we didn't know, but I did not think you're ill. And after that, they were like, this is happening everywhere. But we're not allowed to talk about it. They're not allowed to give a diagnosis of targeted individual. They're not allowed to. The psychiatric boards are set up to put us away.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, and it seems actually, I think a lot of the people that
definitely go to work.
Around and harass
Don't put your job in jeopardy for me or the channel.
They're going to school for psychology.
It's very possible. The people think that a 68-year-old woman riding around a car isn't a gang stalker. Listen, if people will kill you for a cigarette, people will stalk you for even more. I've got a range of people, and listen, if you've got, say, I've got neighbors that are Mexicans. He hardly even speaks in English, but it's a front for the cartel. So what they'll do is after him, then they had a bunch of Mexicans following me around, stalking my every move, trying to make me think it was him. So I would go against him and go after him. Anything to prop you up like that, to have you put your aggression on someone so you will react.
Or they want you to think that the cartel's after you.
Exactly. And I've heard that before. Just like
part of the Mexican
I used to hang out at the Hells Angels clubhouse. I'd hang out at the Outlaws clubhouse. I've got friends everywhere in the motorcycle community. I'm well known for building motorcycles and working on bikes. And I'm at my house and I hear what is auditory fakeness, deep fake through sound, but they kept saying that they were the president of the Hells Angels and they're a block over, and I kept hearing motorcycles in my head, and they said they're going to come down here and kill me. So I'm in the front yard just like, wait, I'm ready. I was all armed up. Well, nobody showed up, and then the next day it was a different motorcycle club that was going to come kill me.
That's the same kind of stuff. Yeah, like how can you have the Banditos, the Jokers, the Hells Angels, all of them? How can it all be after you? You have one MC after you.
Sadly, he got his 10-year-old. I think it's stepson's 10
they're not going to team up. I mean, there are support clubs
believing in all this crap.
The main affiliated clubs, and that's the main reason I backed down from hanging out with them, because I didn't want them to kill me for bringing this kind of insanity in. And I've got friends that are on the bad side of the law. I've got one friend, and he was affiliated with the stuff that happens at south of the border. I mean, he was a big time dude. And I told him what was happening. And he's like, man, he said, I would love to help you. He said, I love you, brother. He said, but I can't do anything. He said, if it's that big a deal, if that's that big of a program, we can't do anything either. Because at that time, I thought it was just the jilted ex-husband.
You want to see him going on a rant? Someone go into his chat
program
and say Generation Nation is life's reacting to his stream.
Probation a few months ago.
What's up, Cameron?
I get sitting in the lobby waiting in there, and there's just one guy. You can tell he's a cop.
His wife believes it too.
To be a convict,
Right.
And so he's up in there, and he's talking to this other guy. He's got this weird story talking about, back when I was in McNeil Island, blah, 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 blah. And his story is so illegitimate. But the guy's like, where were you at? And he's like, I was up over by the chow hall. And then he starts looking at me. And then the other guy said, up by where all the gang members were?
Right.
And
exactly.
Looking at me. It's like, what you looking
a lot of the TIs honestly are weak,
he's like, I was held
whether weak-minded or what.
Angels and the blood.
Yep.
And I'm looking at him. I was like,
whatever he does, he's got them hook, line, and sinker. They believe every word he says.
You'd never see a Hells Angel hanging out with the blood.
People don't understand that they're not outlaw clubs. It's just a simple fact. U.S. government wants to tear down anybody that may be a threat. Therefore, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm a target. Anybody that's willing to be a free, independent thinker and ask questions, and it has a voice or will get a voice, they want to take out. Just like the Book of Eli. Just like the Book of Eli, where Gary Oldman said, one preacher will bring all these people and give them hope. And it's the truth. One person, Jesus came to this world and gave hope. And what happened? He disrupted the powers of Rome, the Jewish temples. He disrupted everyone because they knew it was too late. They knew the Messiah was coming. They just did not believe it was him until he raised from the dead 3 days later. And trust me, it was everywhere. This was huge news all over the earth that this man had died on a cross and was risen again. It wasn't just some fable or a secret. It was real.
Yeah.
He thinks he's that important.
So, have you found anything concrete that you can show of your case, or you're like most of us that you can tell story after story after story?
I can tell a story after story. I put some things out there. I'm kind of scared to put some of my stuff out
I understand.
there. I'm trying to see my kids again.
Right. Well, and that's what they use against a man.
And that's one thing I'm worried about. I had full custody of my kids for almost 10 years.
Right.
And I haven't seen my kids in 3 years now.
Right.
Don't make us bug your
thing right now
alarm clocks again.
Seeing my kids, but if I keep putting videos out there, they're going to use that against me in court.
Right. Well, you got to do whatever you can to protect those children and get them back in your life, because whatever, and that's what they do to a man. They'll do anything they can to destroy your family. That's the first thing they go after is your family.
I don't want them.
This guy destroyed his own family. I think his actual kids don't want anything to do with them.
You ain't gonna do nothing to stop it, you know. But sheltering them from it as best you can is the best thing. But they want to raise your children. That's what the federal government does. They want to take control of our children so they don't think for themselves, so they don't ask questions. That's why they don't ever teach our children the Constitution or American history. They don't want to know how hard the founding fathers fought for this country. Many of them died broke and alone, you know, defending this great idea of a constitutional republic. They had no idea what that was, and they fought so hard for it, and they couldn't stand it.
Thank you, Infidel. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's the hell, unfortunately, that we deal with. So I'm guessing that you were pretty much gaslighted, and family and everybody pretty much cut you off now.
Yeah, they all, and my family, my
with
friends,
videos like this,
coworkers,
he'd never get custody.
Well, you know, anytime you need to give me a call, man, I'm right here for you. And there's a lot in this live stream to understand exactly what you're going through, because they're living the same hell no matter who makes fun of it or not.
Yeah. No, it is quite irritating, but, you know, on the other hand, there's nothing I can do about it except try to just avoid even caring about it, I guess.
Right.
I care about it, but
by getting them to believe into this
I
nonsense.
believe in the power of positive and negative thinking. I believe that if I only consume myself in negative, that's all I'm going to get back from this world.
Right.
You know?
Like I tell people, you can't ignore this, but if you can just look through it, look forward, just thank God for the blessings you got today. When you get up in the morning, do the same thing. Thank God you made it through yesterday, and keep moving forward the best that you can to you know, get by and try to make today better than yesterday, no matter how hard it is. Because once you realize the program and see the perimeters and what they do, once you realize what their games are, it's so much easier. I mean, it is. I mean, you got to admit that it's they hit you harder every day, but you know what's coming. You know what to expect.
Yeah, and if you're not, it's like you stay in your place for an awful long time, and then you come out, they go after you like a.
And I don't blame them one bit, right. Cheryl.
Exactly.
Do you?
You know, or you'll get out there before they're ready, which they're always ready, but you might leave at a different time, and then you can start seeing them set up the little fake road situations.
Yep.
You know, where
I think he drank enough of his own Kool-Aid.
There will be 2 police cars there typically when I get there, and they arrive there around the time I get there, and then I'll walk through the store, and the cops will be in there, and then they'll leave as soon as I leave.
Brainwash a 10-year-old boy.
The only reason those cops are there because what in the world do you have 2 police officers?
I just hope he doesn't bring those views into school, because other kids are pretty
ruthless. I don't really see the purpose behind that.
He'll end up getting bullied.
For them to have the cops there, and then they leave as soon as I leave. That's like to draw my attention.
That's him.
Police are paying attention to me.
Exactly right.
While I'm driving down the road, I probably have a cop at every stoplight, if not every other stoplight, half the time. You know, they don't have that many. Well, they probably do have a lot of police, but there's not so many police at every intersection you go to. There's a cop car.
Right. And the same thing happened to me last month when I went to Walmart. Unfortunately, my GoPro got hacked into, but as soon as I get there, the whole parking lot is full of police cars. We go inside, the cops are running around everything. The cops leave.
Because they called the cops on your crazy ass.
I got the big, huge fire truck outside coming inside, just walking around, and literally they stood all around me as I'm at the cash register checking out. Every one of them stood in a half circle all the way around me, just watching me. They never left. Well, I mean, they pretty much followed me out when I was unpacking my groceries, but still, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense just to make us sensitized to our environment, make us think that we're surrounded by them, but it's disgusting what they do. And this program's already been exposed. It's just going to take the right person hearing it that's willing to stand up and fight.
Exposed
Senator Ron Wyden tried to pass a bill about this, and they shut him down because we know people like Lindsey Graham and the former John McCain. They're war hawks. Whatever they can do to supposedly take down terrorists or threats of American justice, that's what they're going to do, is try to take you out. And they get paid millions and millions of dollars to push these weapons of war.
Yeah. Well, what I don't understand is why, you know, like they're using the same tactics they would use on an actual terrorist on us, except they don't harass the terrorists like they harass us.
Right. Well, we are the terrorists in their eyes.
No one harasses you. It's all in your head.
We're not a terrorist.
No. No.
You know, so why does terrorists get whatever get the nice treatment, and we get getting harassed by weapons? We get where they're trying to sabotage us, poison us, this and that, but we are no danger to nobody.
Nope. But all you and many people said, I think even Ted Kennedy got put on a terrorist watch list.
He's probably not invited to.
Every time he went to an airport, he had to get searched and everything else just to be able to get on a plane. That's the problem, and that's why the founding fathers had the perfect idea: is you had to be represented in court. You had to be innocent until proven guilty, and they're taking that away every day. If you don't have representation, how can you defend yourself? And that's the thing with these FISA courts. You don't defend yourself. You don't know what's happening. They go up in front, just like they did with President Trump. They make something up, give it to the court, and the question was asked by, I think, oh my gosh, John Ratcliffe, I think, asked the question: how many FISA warrants have been declined? And they would not answer the question, not because they didn't know, because they didn't want to say that every single one was approved. They're not going to say no.
McCain.
That's the problem. There's no one there to represent us.
But there's a ridiculous number of them.
Exactly right. And more and more every day. Every day it's more and more, and it's not going to end.
No.
That's the hell we live, though. But Steve, I appreciate you giving a call, man, and jumping in here with us. I hope you hang out with us, and go on, and anytime you need me, just give me a holler. I'm here for you, pal.
I will.
Good deal.
Now there's more downvotes than upvotes.
Hey, guys. Everybody from D-Generation Nation is watching. Thanks so much. Appreciate all the fans, even the ones who want to make fun and think this is crazy. Just keep thinking this is a figment of my imagination, because
it is.
I see 5 people in the live stream right now that's got the same exact imagination. Hey, can we get them in there? Anybody that's a targeted individual, give me a big 1 in the chat, please. Let's show these people that we're serious, we're live, we're real, and this is happening.
It's not real.
I want to thank my moms for being here. Dog, MC, thank you all for being here. Tansy was here. I don't know if she's silent or she's went elsewhere, but this is hell that we live. Unfortunate. Eric Axe, Roman, Iflac. Let's see. I know D, he's in on this too.
Ask him why he doesn't show any real evidence about the drones.
Targeted individuals. The government considers us empowered individuals, but imagine being put on a government watch list for no reason at all.
There's no government watch list
Eric
except
X, what's
for
up, man?
Terrorists.
So all these people coming in,
so
all these people that are targeted individuals,
are you saying that you're terrorists?
Having the same exact delusions, right? The target individuals that are in here that just commented, you got my number.
Weak-minded
call
fools
me if your name
anything.
Pops up. Then I'll answer it, because you know how they do me. They'll flood my phone, and I won't get that done. But it makes no sense for me to come on here and fake this. That's just ignorant.
Yeah, it does.
As stupid as it can be. Why in the world would I come in here and fake it? It makes
for money.
It's ridiculous.
And YouTube fame.
Let's see. We can go to stupid comments nights. We can do that too. Let's see. Ems, calls us chosen. Well, we are. We are chosen.
For the mental institution.
Let's see here. Is this the same Facebook scammer? I don't scam anybody, Gemini, but
yeah,
you don't have to hang around that long. We don't have to worry about that. Let's see here. Yeah, guys, you don't have to. You don't 100% have to. 100%
a scam artist.
Get rid of them altogether. What else you want to talk about tonight?
Yeah, he's a coward.
As I said,
he likes to ban.
I don't know if you caught my first live stream through my cell phone. If you guys watched that, tell me what you thought. I'll play that
after this one.
Did you see the drone in the live stream?
No, because there was no drone.
The hokey way to doing about it.
It was a star.
Whenever I get on here and I post my videos, if it's a drone video or anything that's got actual proof of what's happening, it'll upload for 10 to 12 hours it'll take. And in that time, they'll be in there editing. As MCG did a video of mine, she watched it on one device and the drone was not there. She switched to a different device and boom, there it is. 4 or 5 people called from that stream. They said, listen, man, I don't see it. I don't see it. I appreciate what you're doing and I believe you, but I don't see it. I don't see it. And like 2 days later, they went back and looked at it again after talking to me personally. And they're like, oh my gosh, look, the drone's there. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. It's actually there. Why? Why would I make it up?
His daughters must be so embarrassed
of him. And I put this out. Everybody that's watching 117, I'm in Hickory, North Carolina. My address is everywhere. I'm not hard to find. Come prove me wrong. Bring your video recorder, anything you want. Bring your friends, family, bring your guns. I don't care. Come over. You can ride my car. Your car doesn't matter. I'll cook the food. We'll go ride around town. And you sit back and you tell me it's my imagination.
It is your imagination.
Because I know there's 5 or 6 people in this right here that knows it's not my imagination. Nick Volt, when I say drone, I know what you're speaking of, but I'm not talking about a drone like a glider with wings. That's not the drone I'm talking about. If you see my drone magnified video in the last live stream I had, you'll see it. It literally is the size of a smart car.
Has anyone ever seen a drone?
You can see it.
The size
There's no
of a
room in that
smart
thing
car?
for propellers. I don't know how they'd have propellers inside of this round object. Very possible. I watched TED TV, and it's a tech channel is what it is, but they showed like 20 of these little tiny drones about that big, and they're up here, they're dancing in unison to music, and they're shooting lights everywhere, and he'd throw them and then they come back.
Have you ever heard of a drone the size of a smart car?
It's like a little round hoop skirt around these drones, and they just carried it up and away. Maybe that's the same that's happening, but I can guarantee you right now there's 6 to 8 sitting on my house. You said, what's wrong with the drone?
Don't give him any ideas. He might do that next time.
Where you were all hours, day and night, imagine what I could do to you. Imagine what I could do to your life. I could come in your house and make you think you're crazy. After they killed my fiance, they would come in the house, they'd spray her perfume around. They would lay her clothes out on my bed. They would take her pictures and lay them upside down, face down. That's horrific to do after somebody just lost their fiance. It's disgusting. As I said, that she heard the same exact voice that I heard while we were sitting together in the bedroom. We heard a voice that says, we're going to kill her. She's going to hang herself in 6 months. In 6 months, I came home and she was hanging.
But the size of a smart car?
And shortly after that, right after that, when the cops were in the house and the ex-husband who was suing her and trying to take everything away from her, including her daughter, was on the phone, just making sure the job was done. This technology is evil, and there's nothing you can do about it. Many people in here head-on collisions. Man have set up. That's the thing about it. When the drones, if you pay attention to them, you don't pay attention to you can get wrecked. They can wreck you. They'll crash you. Is it for surveillance? Yes. Are they rigged with directed energy weapons? I think so. If you don't know what a directed energy weapon is, Google it. Everything that I'm telling you,
and riddle me this:
there's a U.S. patent for.
If there's a drone,
everything that I'm telling you about,
the size of a smart car, would it show up like the size of a star in the
articles
sky?
About Colorado's last thing a couple of weeks ago, where people were talking about all these like 8 or 9 drones hovering around the community. The sheriff didn't even know about it. These drones are popping up all over America. Why? Because they're over my house and they're over 30 Round Mag's house. People in here, they're sitting on their houses too. Just imagine if you had a drone sitting on you, following your every single move. What if I knew when your wife and daughter were home by themselves? You think I'm crazy? You think I'm a drug addict? What if I knew everything about you? I knew your schedule. I knew what toothpaste. I knew everything about you because I sat back and watched you. Now people say, well, if the government's following you, you'll never know. You're exactly right. You'll never know when the government's following you.
Besides, who is this guy that the government will be so interested in him?
That's why this program works so well. They study every move we make as empowered individuals. They follow us. They know our schedule. They know everything about us. Just like God, I almost guess that they know every hair on our head. And then they drop the hammer. And then I don't know if they get together and decide, hey, let's go overt or what. When they drop the hammer, it comes down. I'm talking everywhere.
Yeah, and when his stream buffers like that, he's claiming that
another
they're
video
going to be hacking.
To Arkansas, burgundy, white, burgundy, white, burgundy, white. Now listen, there are white cars, and there are black cars, and there are burgundy cars, and I've even looked up the amount of cars each year, the most popular cars sold.
This guy shouldn't be anywhere near guns either.
It is a theoretical impossibility for that to happen time and time and time again, to have these cars perfectly synchronized. perfectly.
Yeah, that doesn't
many
happen.
People described a rolling roadblock where I'm going down the Interstate 40 and there's a wall of cars 100 yards ahead and a wall of cars 100 yards behind.
Yeah,
and
the buffers are the
around.
government trying to hack his stream so he doesn't get his message out.
If I speed up, the whole traffic speeds up with me. It's all documented. Just like right now, that drone, the brightest one, is right there, right behind my home. I can probably turn my camera on and film it out the back on my phone right now.
So
right
do
there.
it.
And there's 6 or 7 more that I can't see that brightly. Thank you, Blue Boy. God bless you for all your concern. But people don't understand. I'm not talking about the drones with the wings. And that's the reason this program is the way it is. Maybe if I said UAV, is that going to matter? Because the people like Degeneration Nation, it's just fun. Oh, look, I'm just going to attack somebody.
How
brave is Mr. Degeneration Nation?
Fraud.
Really? Let me hide behind it. People, listen, my phone number's out there. My face is here. I'm going to fake this to the extent of going to the State Bureau of Investigation with firearms on me and video them. I'm going to fake it for that.
Yeah,
I'm going to fake it to the point of suing my local, state, and federal governments for information, going to court and getting that information. I'm going to fake that. I'm going to fake it so much that my son disappears, and now I've got Child Protective Services up my ass. I'm going to fake all of this for a YouTube channel that is ranking at about, I think I'm going to make $28 this month. Guys, I had a business with everything. 9 employees, 150 contract accounts. I was making money hand over fist.
Prove it.
No one just gets lazy all at one time. No one just says, well, I decided I'm not going to do anything anymore. I just quit.
Yeah,
I would do all that to risk filing disability and making $736 a month.
Also, actually, he does get disability then.
That would be a colossal mistake, wouldn't it? Stupid. It's ignorant to think that somebody would do. I would give up the whole life that I worked so hard for. And everything that happened to me is documented. That's why this show is so important, and many other targeted individuals in the live stream. That's why your voice is so important.
Where is it documented?
The next man is going through this. The next lady is going through this.
Your claims.
They can hear you and hear me explain this, and they'll start seeing the similarities in what's happening in their life. No one just goes crazy. Drugs are bad, absolutely. But does that everybody have to be a drug addict? No. See, pages like Degeneration Nation. It's probably some cop's kid or possibly a federal agent because they always go after. Well, I guess I was one of the first targeted individuals, but they go after First Amendment auditors. They go after
frauditors,
sovereign citizens, which I am not. I'm a constitutionalist.
No, you're a sovereign
It's
citizen.
amazing that under Barack Obama with Janet Reno, they deemed anyone that believes in the Constitution, a white conservative Christian male, is a domestic terrorist. Imagine that. Let's go to the chat here. We need to have rallies or something for all people to get together, figure out what we can do. Eric, my suggestion is we go to the fusion centers. We go to our local law enforcement.
I invite him
FBI
on my stream.
Get together and go there.
I will
Standing
give
outside
him
of a courthouse is going to do
to
nothing.
join me.
Bloom Boy says they can ruin your life once they get their hooks in you and see you bucket the system. Absolutely. I didn't. They set me up.
I think you're scared.
They busted my buddy. They give him pot. He gives me pot and has me go deliver his pot back to them. Boom, felony at 17 years old. Why is it so easy to get a felony? So they can take away your gun rights. Why is the average citizen committing 4 felonies a day? So they can take away your gun rights. Listen, you can bitch about our government and say that people like me and First Amendment auditors that we're wacko, we're crazy, this, that, and the other. But listen here, what happens when you live in a world where you can't get on YouTube and say what you think, because that's the world we're in. Because many people like me who spoke out against 9/11 are now on this list. You can say anything you want in this country, but let me tell you this. You do it at great risk. We no longer have freedom of speech.
This guy is definitely
just the algorithm of YouTube can put you over here into a designated terrorist. I got a good response from YouTube. I said, listen here, I haven't given the information to receive my funds from YouTube. You won't let me go live from my cell phone. What's all these problems with YouTube? I said, what is it? Do I have to open up a page in support of ISIS terrorists to get you to pay me attention? Boom, they turned everything off. You don't have to use that kind of language.
That's right. Back the blue.
That's the world we want. Nick says, why do they want to take away your guns? Nick, I'm assuming you're not an American citizen. Let's see. Venezuela, Germany, Vietnam. Look at all those countries and see what happens.
VF in the house.
They take the guns and they take your rights. That easy. The right to bear arms was not the right to go out and hunt deer. The right to bear arms wasn't to shoot a rabbit. The right to bear arms wasn't for sport shooting. The right to bear arms was for a militia made up of the people to defend.
I might have an open mind if he actually provided even a
George Washington and the founding fathers standing up against.
But he either shows BS or he just said,
think about that.
Well,
that's
the government
had and people say, well, that was just meant for muskets. Do you know they had guns back then that would shoot 100 and some rounds? Yes,
that's
they
why
had that kind of fire. They had some wicked weapons.
He could show one piece of truthful
they had the equal amount
information.
I mean, for the time and day, the citizens carried exactly, and that was the spirit of the law, that we're supposed to have the exact equal arms as our government. Do we need nuclear weapons?
He's been telling these lies so long, he's starting to believe them himself.
When they take the guns, they take everything else. And there's a big alert that I need to issue right now for you guys. Arizona, they're trying to take the guns in Arizona, guys. You need to wake up and start calling the congressmen and the senators in Arizona. The bill is getting ready to go to the floor. They're going to eliminate any multiple capacity magazines. And if you are in possession of any ARs, what they consider an assault weapon, listen, guys, you don't even know what an assault weapon is. An assault weapon has a selector switch of semi-automatic and full automatic. That is an assault weapon. An AR-15 is not an assault weapon. An SKS or an AK is not an assault weapon. You need to understand what you're talking about before you start talking. But in Arizona right now,
Stevens Nation.
their gun laws are going to be even stricter than the ones that Ralph Northam
in Arizona,
in Virginia is trying to pass.
That law's not going to pass. I have an AR-15 myself.
You have to speak. Let your voice be heard by your senators and
literally have to come
Congress
and
people.
Peel it away from my.
If you're in the state of North Carolina, please, I've got the Attorney General's number. I would like to do. For my subs that are also targeted individuals, I want to put that number out one day next week, and everybody call and say, listen here, targeted citizen is being harassed by the government. I'm being harassed. If we all get together and start flooding these people, letting them hear our voice, that listen, we're tired of being on these lists. We're tired of being attacked. Until we give a little inconvenience for them to listen, nobody's going to pay attention. Just like, and the guys that went to the gun rally, the Second Amendment pro rally in Virginia the other week, the news media said, "Oh, they're a bunch of racists. It's a bunch of Klan members. I've never seen so many black Klansmen in my life." People don't understand the right to bear arms was also for the black men to protect themselves from the slave traders. It's to protect themselves when they were set free. They all went to Virginia and made this big show. But you know what? When they said, well, you can't come on the government ground, that's what they did. They outlawed firearms on the government ground.
Stands for
what did guys do? They went and put their guns in their trunk and went on the government ground. So in other words, they bowed down to it. And many of those men and women that were at that rally, they didn't notice the drones above head that followed me and you. Those drones were doing what? Using facial recognition on them to get their identities. And then the next week, I've seen several videos online where the feds showed up states and states away to interview these people and see if there was a reason for them to be worried and concerned.
Right.
Should we be concerned? You showed up over here with this assault rifle. As I said before, Barack Obama, the greatest threat to American sovereignty, greatest threat to the American Constitution, they took mass killings. It was 4 maimed or murdered. That was the limit. 4. He lowered it down to 3. Now, you don't think one body makes a difference, but it makes a huge difference.
Hey, Comfort Doll, how are you?
But still, America has one of the safest countries on the planet, especially when it comes to gun ownership and gun violence. Violence in America has steadily declined over the years. It's lower now than it's been 50 years ago.
That's because
people don't understand that.
Second Amendment.
If you would eliminate Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles, if you eliminate the statistics for gun violence from those 3 states, America would be the safest country in the world with gun ownership. The safest. Now ask yourself, why, oh why, are Los Angeles, California in general, New York and Chicago, why is there so much gun violence there?
Hey, Jarhead.
Because law-abiding citizens don't break the law. In those states, they have the strictest gun rights.
Hey, Mr. Jarhead.
The strictest. Criminals do not obey the law. Think about that. A well-armed society is a polite society. In the cities and states with the highest gun ownership have the lowest crime rate. People don't understand that.
Oh, vilified.
Let's go to the chats here. They made us carry long M16s. Yeah, boy, I loved having
the boy
M14.
was found hiding in his camper.
Ooh, that M14's hot. Let's see. James Stewart says, "Gang stalk. This. Make sure you come over tomorrow. We'll have." Let's say he's advertising bacon eggs. Anybody else got a comment in here? All the targeted individuals, and check your local state for regulations as being a targeted individual. That's primarily who I'm speaking to. I am a felon in the state of North Carolina. In the state of North Carolina, after 20 years, you have no more felony convictions, no violent crimes, and a clean medical history. You can get your rights reinstated. Check your local and state-run agencies for that, because you may very well, if you got hemmed up on a crap crime, check your local ordinances, because you could very well be armed. Me, I'm allowed to carry black powder, so I carry all I can. Stay within the law. If you're targeted individuals, please just stay sober. Just like the Bible says, be of sober mind, because the devil does what? It's like a lion in the night. Imagine a thief in the night, a lion looking to whom he may devour. The same with these evil people after us. We have to be very, very careful. So if you can protect yourself, please do. I was watching a guy the other day in California. He had pepper spray on him. I had no idea in California, you're only allowed to carry a certain size pepper spray container. Imagine that. Isn't that stupid? Let's see. Sarah James, oh my goodness, in my car tonight, smoking a blunt. Well, haven't seen you before, Sarah James. I hope you're doing well. Sally Super Stalker. There's so many stalkers out there.
Yeah, you're not that.
Any of my target individuals in the live stream tonight would like to call in. Listen, guys, MJ says she doesn't vote. Listen, your vote does count. It really does. Beforehand, before Donald Trump, absolutely every candidate was picked. But you can see there's a difference in this election. They would not have tried so hard every way, and still are, to get him out of office. They're doing everything in their power. They're getting ready to impeach him again. They're getting ready to impeach him again. Anything they can.
Is this guy a Trump supporter?
Vigor. Yeah, it's a decent beard. Down to my business. Let's see. Balloon Boy says, I was targeted for about 2 years, but moved away and no problem so far. I'm not letting my guard down. Balloon Boy, you don't move away from it. I'm being as respectful I can. You don't move away from it. It's there waiting for you when you get there. Mo Money says, so you like Trump? I think Trump is the best president we've ever had. There's a lot of things he's doing that I absolutely do not agree with. A lot of Democrats did not know this, but Donald Trump was going to let all of the I just got blasted. The Dreamers. He was not only going to let the Dreamers stay here and have citizenship, but
no, he wasn't.
He doubled the number of Dreamers he was going to let stay in the country.
No,
the Democrats were only going to give 800 citizenship, or 650,000, or 700, something like that citizenship. Donald Trump said 1.5 million illegals, Dreamers, were going to get citizenship, and the Democrats refused. Now, why is that? The Democrats did not want them to have voting rights. You guys kick him off the page. We're not going to deal with that crap.
It's the opposite.
That's the reason. The Democrats wanted them to be in the country. This. Let me tell you a little bit about Electoral College and delegates. You get delegates in your state by population. That population isn't by legal or illegal. It's all total population, which is a problem with the census that they just got through saying. But California floods and floods and floods and floods. Why do they have the biggest electoral college, the biggest representatives? Because they have that influx of illegal immigration. But they don't want to give the illegals the right to vote. They don't want their opinion. They just want the power they give them. A lot of people don't think about that. That's what's wrong with our system. That's why they fought so hard on the census about asking, are you a illegal alien or not? Now, if you got a census, isn't that a common sense question to be asking? Are you a citizen of this country? What is so hard about that? Did you know the Supreme Court struck that down? Struck it down.
He's got it all backwards.
You're not allowed to ask that. Let's see here. TK says, hello, buddy. Finally caught you live. Much love, support, man. Thanks for speaking on the real. God bless you, TK. I don't know if I've seen you in here before, but God bless you for being here. If you like to contribute, let me know. I'd love to get your story out there. I had a young lady call today from down south. She's a mother and grandmother, and I understand she was scared to talk to me. It's a lot of people to be scared of and be weary of in this community. There are more fake TIs than there are real TIs.
Yeah, that's why I don't
hear
really
the trepidation in her voice. She was terrified.
Dive into politics on here because it's just it turned into a shit show.
You know, she didn't really know what questions to ask, but sometimes just having someone to listen to.
I don't apologize for it. Is there things that he does that I didn't agree with?
Ideas off.
Sure.
In this program, because we're so isolated and so alone, we need somebody, and that's why I need you guys. I need you guys to be here. I need you guys' support. I need your love and your prayers.
But he has made a difference in the economy.
For degeneration to attack me, why? What am I doing to threaten anybody? If you don't want to donate money to me, don't keep it. Let's see here. James Stewart said, braiding your beard is the worst thing you can do. That's why I have a big hole in my beard. There's a big hole right down the middle because of braiding. It literally breaks off. Do not braid it. Just keep it stuck up and keep it moisturized. I wasn't able to take care of my beard the way I could.
It's funny
I don't want to get off subject.
I actually think that Devon would kill him.
Just having someone to listen to us, just that support. And that's what I don't understand when people come in to attack me. What's the point of attacking me and other channels like me? We're not allowed to have our voice, so we go and ridicule and make fun. Listen, if these evil people from Degeneration Nation and all the other channels, as I've said before,
you're a fraud.
And I know the answer to this question now, but I think that they would kick a man out of a wheelchair and start telling him to get up. I swear to God, they'd kick him up. If a man didn't have legs, they still tell him to walk. They'd still harass them. Why? Because they're little bitty penises on little bitty men who do nothing but hide in mommy's basement. They want to go after anybody that they seem to be unordinary. Think about it. If you really thought that I was mentally ill, why would you make fun of me?
Because you're a scam artist.
It's fun. It's cool. I can make fun of you. Huh? I was bullied in school, so now I'm going to get my revenge. Really? Is that the mentality that we're at now? Bunch of cowards. Any of you, show up. Degeneration Nation has got my phone number. He's got my address.
No, I don't have the phone number.
You guys know about me?
The address.
You know one thing.
I found from when I found his
one thing about me is
arrest
I ain't
record.
scared of anybody. Doesn't matter to me.
But I'd like to see this guy prove
my Lord
one
Jesus Christ.
thing.
I'm done. I'm out of here.
Just
I'll
one
pray for you
thing.
guys while I'm up there. I'll be waiting on you.
If anyone wants to tell him
my live stream is open wheelchairs might be hiding a weapon. Hey, I'm scared that day that they said the marathon bombing, the Boston Marathon. Well, wasn't that a bunch of BS? Wasn't that a lie? Imagine that. Pressure cookers. False flag. Anybody heard about that? TK said, I appreciate that, man. I have to reach out to you. I'm part of the program myself. Everyday battle. We must remain positive. God bless you, TK, man. We're going to put you, man, woman, child, whoever you may be. You're in our prayers, whatever we can do to help you. Let's see. Sarah J says, oh, my God, seriously, everybody want to talk and never back it up. Nobody shows up over here. Nobody. I've had the officers sit here and watch my videos, and they're just didn't know what to think. But I'll tell you what, the one thing they did think is, oh, my gosh.
Yep, he's live right now.
I don't want to get involved in this. This is over our heads. Just like that jackass jarhead, Eagle Globe, whatever his name is, saying, well, the FBI didn't come to your house. Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigation. The FBI wouldn't have showed up. State Bureau of Investigation. Listen, guys, if I was lying about this, they had my cell phone and they had everything. They still have the ends to my computer. So if you're hacking my computer, please be prepared for a knock on the door because they got all the information. Just like with my son disappearing.
They had you in interrogation because they didn't believe you.
They go get my Google search results. They were trying to find my son and weren't worried about me killing him, but they needed my Google search results. Why is that? Cameron, he's just a scared little child. Maybe in an adult's body. I doubt it. I doubt it. Why would I don't get it. If you think somebody's mentally ill and you see that somebody's in crisis, as many say that about me, why would you attack them?
Because you're a liar.
Why? What a low form of human being that would kick somebody when they're down.
What about a low form of human being that lies about a kidnapped child?
I have this thing called a moral compass, and I have there's no way I could ever ridicule somebody. Wouldn't. Even as a child, I learned my lesson in 3rd grade. I went to church. I made fun of this kid with Down syndrome. I didn't know what Down syndrome was. I was a stupid kid, but I got bullied just like I get bullied in today's time. I go up to this kid with Down syndrome, and he wrapped some big old fat arms around my head and about popped me like a zit. I was out. He choked me out. And that was the last time on this planet that I ridiculed anybody. Lesson learned. Merc with a mouth. If you think I'm a lunatic, drive your happy ass on over here, because as everybody in this live stream right here knows, I'm not. They all know exactly what I'm talking about, and they know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, because they're playing follow the leader. A little bit more besides looks at your little
cartoon buddies at Degeneration Nation, because guess what? I'm as real as they get. And if you got something to say about it, bring it on. No big deal to me. Maybe instead of ridiculing and making fun of somebody, maybe look up what they're saying. Look up InfraGard. InfraGard. Look that up. It's a government agency. It's Community Watch on steroids. See, that was created by Robert Mueller after 9/11 to get neighbors to turn in neighbors. If you see something, say something. So if we get an offender bender and your insurance has to pay and you're mad at me, boom, put you on the list. If I screwed your ex-wife, put me on the list. If I screwed your wife and then she become your ex-wife, put me on the list.
There's no list.
And this list isn't, you don't get to fight your way off the list. You're on it and you don't know about it. The FISA 702 FISAs. I mean, it's not hard. You guys can get on here and type hours making fun of people, but what you won't do is take 5 minutes to look up what I'm saying.
Show evidence of this list.
People who helped expose this program are now targeted individuals. They created the technology to put voices in people's heads, and now they're targeted individuals.
Right.
Look at all the whistleblowers. Under Barack Obama is going to protect whistleblowers. You know, the only whistleblower that the mainstream media and these idiots from Degeneration Nation stood up for was that man, Mr. Manning.
How many times has he
Mr. Manning
mentioned me?
That was the only person of all the whistleblowers to stand up for. What did Julian Assange do? Julian Assange was a journalist, and he put out information he received in the course of doing journalism. And now he is being hit with directed energy weapons like me.
Right. No such thing.
Why is it so hard to believe that this would happen? America's been doing this forever. Forever, America's been targeting. Listen, Martin Luther King, he wasn't the great God that everybody made him out to be. God bless him for what he did, but he had more whores than an dang whorehouse in Vegas. He was cutting everything morning, noon, and night. And J. Edgar knew all about it. Knew all about it. He was just some guy.
See, now he's trying to sound crazy to fool everybody.
He's just a patsy. Nobody's just some person. The Stephen E. says they also fake ghosts. Shit's weird as heck. Absolutely, they do. And I described that earlier, where they made me think my fiance had. Well, they didn't make me think. That was the plan, to make me think it was ghosts. A lot of people will blame this stuff on Paranormal. Look out for Charlie. If you guys don't know that name, look out for Charlie. He did an investigation series lately about looking at all these ghost hunter shows, where what the people are hearing are actually directed energy weapons. They're hearing the cracking in the walls from these weapons, or they're hearing the sound being brought on by voice of God weapons, where people think it's a ghost. And no, it's a weapon being used to put a voice over here, voice over there. I heard people talking in the register in the floor of my house. I heard people talking. So you go there and listen, and you hear people at the back of your house, or you hear a bump or a rumble. They can produce sound and put it anywhere they want.
And he wonders
just
why
like
people don't believe him.
Ventriloquist with a CB radio. It's really how simple
honestly, I
this
think
program
Devon
is.
Bay is smarter than this guy.
If anyone says, I have voices in my head. Oh, schizophrenic. Oh, methamphetamines. Really? That's all you got? I don't know. 100 years ago, before this technology, guys, was there that much schizophrenia? Was it really?
Yeah, they had institutions.
Did anybody hear about tinnitus 30 years ago? Was there such thing as tinnitus?
Yeah. Tinnitus has been around a long time.
There wasn't. The beeps, the ringing you hear in your ears, that's an electrical device putting that tone in your ear.
I have tinnitus.
People understand this. And when I try to tell people that it's not, you don't hear it in your ear, it's inside your head.
No, it's in your ear.
It's all out there. I've got a video on here, Voice of God Weapons. Scroll down, look on it, come back, make fun of me then. Go look at the video.
I just actually found that by chance. Said,
yes, right now I'm putting the sound of a waterfall in your head. Ha, ha, ha. Then he says before that statement, he said, oh, remember in the wars where we could put the voice of God in guys' ears and make them go crazy? That happened. Gulf War invasion, 10,000 Iraqis. I guess you guys weren't watching CNN then. You probably weren't even born then because you got time to make fun of me on the computer, D-Generation Nation. I wish you'd come visit me because there's a lot of people that would encourage me to choke the living, choke whatever you breathe out of your body, whatever slime bubbles from your lungs. Many people that have been targeted by you for ridicule. I just wonder what ghost hide in your closet. How many pair of underwear has been drugged through your anus?
Now he's talking about my underwear.
How many wedgies did you endure to have to grow up attacking people that just want to be heard? Imagine that mentality. Who am I going to attack today? Who do I get to make fun of today? Imagine that.
Scam artists,
up and
frauds.
That's your goal. Imagine. Mo Money says that's not very Christ-like. Listen here, the Bible says, Jesus said, be angry and sin not. Before you start quoting scripture, trying to throw the God thing on me, read it. You probably need it. And by the way, my God, not one to be fooled with. Not at all. If you don't put lies on the internet, you don't get exposed. Show a lie, vilified freedom. Show one lie, because many in this live stream right here know exactly what I'm talking about because they're living the exact same hell. Look at my videos. Tell me they don't exist. Even that, if you're a merc on a mission with a mouth, blah, 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 blah. Come see me. Come see me. Everybody, what we can do is I'll every sub, just D-Generation Nation, you got this huge platform. What I want you to do is get $1 from all your subs. Get $1 and have them get you a plane or a bus ticket down here. Plane or bus tickets. You get a ticket, come right here. Have them pay for your hotel stay, and it will meet anywhere you want. We'll ride around town for an hour. And if you're scared, because you probably are, you can ride behind me in the car. Or hire yourself some security. You'd hate for me to steal your shoes and hawk it for meth, wouldn't you?
No, you don't scare me in the least.
Let's see here. Vilified freedom. Everything I'm saying is like, hey guys, if you're a targeted individual and you're in this live stream tonight, and you're in the comment section, if you're a targeted individual and what I'm telling you is true, put a 1 in the comments, please. If Voice of God weapons exist, directed energy weapons are being used on innocent Americans, if you're being gang stalked, if your reputation being ruined, if you have people following you everywhere you go, please put a 1 on the comment section, because right now we're making a stand telling people, hey,
we'll do whatever
he's not
you want.
alone. He's not lying. He's telling the truth. How many crazy schizophrenics can push a 1 right now? That's what I want to see.
Morons.
Wow, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Weak-minded people.
How many more? How many more? What happens at every school shooting, Mr. Deidre? Well, 13, 14. That's 14 so far. That's 14, 15, 16. 16. God bless you, target individuals. It's about time you got a spine, everybody. Stand up. This is your time to talk. This is your time. Call in. Somebody call in and tell your story. 17. 17 out of 54 people in this live stream right now are calling you the liar. They're calling you the bully. They're telling you that you're full of crap. They're tired of being bullied. They're tired of seeing me get bullied. They know I can take it. They know I'm a big boy. I ain't scared of none of you. Bring it on. You got some evidence to say I'm crazy? Bring it on. Bring your psychiatrists. Bring your federal agencies over here. I've begged the FBI for a long time to come on over and talk to me. How is it that when I go with my guns to the State Bureau of Investigation, nobody shows up to interview me? Why is that? Why is that? Why didn't they come to me? Because, oh, they didn't know who you are. Really? Really? Sheriff Dixon knew I was. I'm so crazy that I'm going to go back to the clerk of court after doing all these things you consider crazy. I go to the clerk of court and I'll file paperwork and I sue the attorneys and the police department and the sheriff's department and the other police department. I sue all of those people because I'm crazy. I sue all them people. Meth heads don't go to where the cops are. Crazy people don't go to places that can put you in the hospital. Stupid. Mark Fisher, that magical being that must exist because you have no understanding. Apparently you don't. Anybody in here know about Paradise, California? Directed energy weapons. Look at the map of Paradise, California. Look where the last big fire was. And, well, before that, go look at the light rail, proposed light rail that's supposed to run through Paradise, California. And it is a map that can lie on top of each other perfectly. Everywhere that fire burnt.
I'm in this chat now. Let's see if he answers me.
Gone. And every bit was slated for the light rail. Every bit of that land. All of Paradise, California. Wiped out. The people wouldn't sell out. The state couldn't afford to purchase the property from the people. So what they do instead, we melt car engines and wheels down. When's the last time you saw an aluminum wheel melt and roll across the road? When's the last time you saw aluminum wheels melt from a brush fire?
It is an act.
From a forest fire started by lightning or a campfire. When's the last time you see aluminum wheels melt? You didn't. Directed energy weapons. When's the last time there was a mass shooting in this country and the shooter didn't say, I heard voices? When's the last time a mass shooter did not say, I'm taking psychotropic drugs and I've been hearing voices telling me to shoot places up? Because I'm going to tell you right now,
for him or one of his
those people were not crazy.
Mindless mods
they were not crazy.
Ban me.
They were pawns in this evil game of our U.S. government. The deep state. Eric X says invisible weapons technology.
Notice he hasn't.
Steven says it doesn't make any sense why Paradise burnt. MG Givens directed energy weapons. Dudes, look it up. These are the same people who don't know what dumb is. Deep underground military bases. Oh, no, what's your imagination too? These are the same idiots, guys. Listen to this. These are the same idiots that think passports can survive fires. They think there's such thing as a passport that is fireproof. The same ones that think that airplanes take down buildings. Are you stupid yet?
Yeah, it
really?
Did.
Are you stupid yet?
Look at 9/11.
These are the same people that think that Bernie Sanders cares about the poor people.
He doesn't.
These are the same ones that think Bernie cares about poor people. These have snake. Trees burning from the inside out defies logic. Absolutely. Trees don't burn from the inside out. Merck Mason targeted. My reason for the audio is delayed a half second. Wow.
Notice he's not even mentioning. I've
DARPA, as Eric accent. See, you guys,
I put at least 4 messages in chat.
You need to think about what's happening here. Nobody on this planet has the same dream. Nobody has the same delusions. Nobody has the same exact effects from people I've never met. I've not met one person in this live stream tonight, but we could almost carbon copy our stories together. They just don't turn to dust either. Satellite drones, perps, they got a whole apartment building filled with turnips. Morons. HARP, DARPA, CERN. Do you degenerates from Degenerate Nation know what CERN is? Do you know what that is? Hadron Collider, isn't that what that's called? Yeah, they're trying to break down the walls of this dimension. I know that sounds too big for your X-Men thinking Wolverine mind. Yeah, they're trying to break down what's around us. Rocky says magnesium burns hot. Absolutely. Anytime we wanted to have a party and have a fire that glowed, we'd take one of my Volkswagen engines and throw it on there because they had a magnesium block and it would just shine as wide as you could imagine. Burn your
I know he's a coward. He's not even mentioning anything.
Steven says
not answering anything absolutely. That I said.
The smart meters are one of the reasons a lot of people are getting headaches now because what? All of this Wi-Fi, all this EMF floating around. Targeted individuals, we are generally, most of us are hypersensitive to EMF. In other words, you are an electrical being. You pick up signals. What happens if you're not picking up signals? What if these signals are directed to you? If my people in the chat tonight that have wrenches, start posting what I'm saying. If I say directed energy weapons, post that link. If you see a Voice of God weapons, Robert Duncan, post a link. And all these morons that are in here, click it. Morons, I mean it in the nicest sense of the word, because thank you for your views. But listen, when I say it, post it. This is all, listen, guys, we're rolling. This is Sunday night, and targeted individuals, finally, this is the first time I've ever seen targeted individuals get a voice.
And this is why no one takes targeted individuals seriously.
Martin Fisher thinks that crazy people are hilarious. And Merck thinks Deadpool is real. That's the problem. Martin Fisher says, I guess this is what poor people thought when faced with an eclipse. Martin Fisher, I probably pissed away more money than you've ever made. And I say that with full confidence. Full confidence. And if all you people think you're so much smarter than I am, come debate me. What subject do you want to talk about? If I'm that stupid, come debate me. Set it up. Set it up, Mr. Degenerate. Love the fact more people are watching Degenerate's commentary of this video. That's because he's an idiot. He's a moron. And he attracts stupid people. Stupid people tend to congregate. That's the reason. See,
that's why people go to
He'll never show his face. Put your name and number out there so everybody else in the world can see you. Because I ain't scared. And the people in here who have my number and talk to me and call me every week telling me what's happening, what's going on in their lives. They know exactly what's going on. They know what I'm saying is the truth. They know what I'm saying is real and it's happening to them. And you're going to be next.
Yeah, doubtful.
Martin Fisher says that he's awake. Quote, awake. Do you know about directed energy weapons, Martin? Do you? Do you know about Voice of God weapons? Do you know about deep underground bases? Do you know about any of that? You're still trying to figure out what they're building on the border, aren't you? What's a wall? Right? The stupidity is beyond belief. It is so easy to sit back behind a computer and hide and do your little thing. I can't determine unless you look like Louis Coleman, you're 112 pounds with glasses and bad acne, or you're morbidly obese with a nutty buddy in your front shirt pocket making fun of people. You're probably some cop's son, some federal agent's son, put out to discredit people. Guess what? There are a lot of sheriffs and federal officers and agents that know this program's happening.
Yeah, where are they?
And we're rounding up the troops as we speak.
Right.
And the word has been out. It's been out for a long time. People refuse to listen because evil people like you encourage people to ostracize people like me and the ones in my live stream.
Because you're a fraud.
It's easier to make fun of something you don't understand because you don't have the mental capacity to think about it. That's the discuss in our society. I do not support abortion, but boy, you guys missed out. You missed out. People are literally dying from this. What happens if a school shooter goes to your mother, father, sister, sons, and daughter's schools and shoots it up because a voice in their head tells you to? Because you know what? Supposedly that happened at Stoneman Douglas. Nicholas Salmon.
Yeah, and that's called schizophrenia.
He heard voices tell him to shoot a school up. Now, why? Why, after I think 15 to 20 reports to the Federal Bureau of Investigation that this young man was dangerous, he was telling them that he was going to that he was going to be a school shooter. Now, tell me why the feds did not do anything. Now, tell me why a sheriff stood outside a school, made sure no one else go in, and he refused to go in and stop it, but he sat right there and protected it while the chaos happened. Why is that? Oh, well, they just messed up that day. No, they didn't mess up that day.
Conspiracy theories.
They put the voices in that young man's head to go in there and shoot the school up. Why? To push gun control. Nope. Somebody post the link for the Sandy Hook homes paid for. I guess that's a conspiracy theory too. Is that a conspiracy theory? On December 25th or 6th, every home, every mortgage, every land for sale in Sandy Hook was zeroed off. The mortgage was paid for. Why? When did the federal government start paying victims of mass shootings? When did the federal government start paying the bills? Remember that supposed black church shooting that prompted Nikki Haley to take away the rebel flags and to take down Civil War monuments? Amazing. Tell me, when did the federal government start paying for victims of shootings? Because every church victim that was supposedly shot in that school shooting, every victim got paid millions. Now, you tell me why the government footed the bill, because that happened. Why? Barack Obama's attack on white America. I guess you people think that, in Charlottesville, I guess you think that happened too, don't you? Do you know what that rally was actually about in Charlottesville? The rally was about protecting and defending the Civil War monument of General Lee, to protect that monument so it would not be ripped down. And guess what happened? I'm going to tell you something you don't know, and I've talked to the guy that did the interview. They were sitting there before the rally that morning. A bunch of tour buses showed up. One of them big, huge road buses, that goes cross country. A bunch of big white buses showed up. And you know what come walking off them buses? Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and the supposed white nationalists, all on the same buses, were bussed in there. Imagine that. And ever since then, Donald Trump's been a racist. Ever since then. That rally had nothing to do with race. Nothing. But Antifa showed up, Black Lives Matter, and the white nationalists sure did show up. You know the amount of KKK in America today? Less than 1,400. If you listen to mainstream media, guess what? There's a Klansman on every corner. Donald Trump said repeatedly, there were good people on both sides. The people who were protesting the removal of the statues and monuments, and the other people that wanted them taken down. He also clarified the statement, I can't remember the exact words, but he said, I denounce white nationalists, any hate organizations I denounce. But the mainstream media, oh no, he said the racists were good people too. Really? That's how stupid most of you people are. Don't understand this crap. The same bus, MJ. The same exact bus. They bust them all in. George Soros is buying crowds. He's been buying protesters for the last 10 years. Until we hang George Soros, America will not stand. And all you people that want to make fun of me, you're next. When they take away my voice because they think I'm crazy, they're coming after your voice for being stupid.
No, I'll still be here.
Where's the outrage of the American people? Jamie Pimentel, what line? Who's lying?
You are.
Isaiah Clark says, I get skin itching or walking syndrome. They can do pinpricks on your skin, burn you. I've woken up with burns. People think that's fake too.
I've left him 5 messages in this chat.
Bill Fafredo, we're not talking about every conspiracy theory in the world. We're talking about you specifically. You're a liar. You're not target. You're not a victim. Prove it. What lie have I told?
Everything that's come out of
your mouth. Name one lie. Let's hear it. Let's hear lies. Let's talk about lies. Because many people in here know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, and the people in there are weak-minded.
You don't think directed... Okay, let's start with this. Degeneration. You degenerates. Come to the comments. Instead of being over a comment, come to my page and comment. Why would you hide over there and laugh and giggle? Because you don't look cool to the rest of the world. You look mean and you look hateful and you're vile and disgusting. It's exactly what you are. And some of you people are the same ones that say, well, my kid's getting bullied at school. You're responsible for that. When you traffic in people that make fun of other people, you're just as guilty. You're just as evil and disgusting. A lot of people made fun of the people who said that Vietnam was fake, that the reason for that war was fake. They were conspiracy theorists. But you young people that don't even know what Vietnam means, that know how to work a computer and think you're cool, you guys don't know about Vietnam, do you? You don't know how that started. Yeah. They faked American ship getting blown up. They faked American ship getting blown up by the communists. That's what they did to start that war. But you didn't know that because you probably can't even spell Vietnam, can you? What opened my Dying to Live? God bless you, man. Good to see you, Mr. Booker. Thank you for being here. What opened my eyes was Jesse Ventura's conspiracy theory. That's the show.
Keywords conspiracy
he was
theory.
Interviewing all these people in this town, and they started hearing voices. They started noticing people following them. They started getting burns on their body. They started noticing their houses were being broken into. I'm watching, and they take this crowd of people up to what was called a Gwen Tower, which is the old World War II towers that the military used to communicate. And they got close to it, and they kept, all of them started hearing buzz in their ears. Please post a link to that video, guys. Targeted individuals from Jesse Ventura. That was my wake-up moment. I saw Mr. Robert Duncan, the creator of the Voice of God weapons. He helped design them. He looks right at Jesse Ventura. He said, it's too late. This cannot be stopped. Our government is evil. He came out on that program as a whistleblower, and since then, he's been a targeted individual. When you got a voice in your head and it's not your voice, does it mean you're crazy?
I wasn't even born yet.
Thank you for asking that, Mr. Booker. That's what woke me up. That's what stopped my downward spiral. That's what ended my fall. I would have been dead a month after that if I would not have seen that show. Because I knew then, not that I wasn't, I knew I wasn't crazy to start with, but I knew then I had an enemy. I had someone that was trying to literally kill me. They have killed my best friend. They killed my fiance, and they'll kill anybody that gets in the way. People think this is all fun and games, like there's a cell phone stashed somewhere and there's noise coming out of it. It's not like that. And if you watch the video when they posted it, they'll see it. God bless you, Booker, man. I love you, bro. I love everything you do, man. I'd love to roll with you. You have the patience of Joe, bro, because I could not stand the way those officers treat you. It infuriates me. Infuriates me to see anybody be abused, especially the degenerates out there. Because you know what? 3 or 4 of them may have the guts to come over here, but they're ignorant and they're disgusting. It's disgusting. These people, they're evil. They don't care about anything else.
Yeah, you're the scam artist, but we're evil, right?
They don't care. Anybody else got a question? Let's hear it. There's that information. MC's posted the video, I believe. I've got a video on mine, Voice of God Weapons, where the guy from TED TV, he's sitting there showing you where he says, oh, I can put the sound of a Coca-Cola opening up inside your head. What? I don't get it. All these tech nerds. I mean, I know they probably haven't learned the art of masturbation yet, but they know technology and they don't see that something so easy as projecting a voice somewhere that they won't. That's not possible, or it's impossible that it's happening to me. It's impossible when I say there are drones there. I've got witness testimony to the drones. MCG, she could post her video of the drones. You guys, if you were here earlier, James, you were in here tonight when I did my live stream of the drones that followed me last night. Did it show up on your end? Because it sure showed up on mine. When I post a video, all my evidence is right there. But when it leaves out of here, it's edited out. Guess what? When the law was in my house last week, they stood right here and watched it. They didn't want to be concerned about it, but that's what they did. see Deegan's comments. That's why I'm not responding to them. Colonel Andersmith says, what are you talking about? Which one? Talking about being a targeted individual in this country, in the world. Not. There are people all over this world that's being targeted with directed energy weapons, being targeted with voices in their head. It sounds crazy, but guess what? It's all over the news.
Annie.
And this affects your life. It. You may not think so, but I don't know. What if your kid gets caught up in a school shooting? What happens then? It's just a crazy guy, right? Do you think the pharmaceutical industry, do you think they're trying to save people? Do you think that's what's happening? Do you think they're there to save your life? What if the world found out that the pharmaceutical industry was hooked up and affiliated with the governments that are putting these cancers and all this evil stuff into the water and into the food and into the air?
Good question, Comfort Dollar.
What if we found documentation they were doing that because they have? They found that documentation that they're poisonous from the land, sea, and air. Yeah, that. But you guys were asleep. You're watching YouTube videos of people farting and Degeneration Nation making fun of people. Yeah, you were just too full of yourself, laughing at someone else's misery to ask a question. Really, is that happening? Oh my gosh! Nope, didn't matter. You were in your bathtub looking for Pokemon. It's amazing. Eric Ack says, don't forget the vaccines. Absolutely. But that's a conspiracy theory, too. It's amazing. In 1980, America mandated vaccines. And by 1982, autism went up 800%. 1 in 4 U.S.-born children today will have autism. That's a conspiracy theory, too. Vilified Freedom, it's the medication screwing with your head. What medication is that? First you say it's the medication screwing my head, then other people tell me to take medication. What medication is going to turn off the volume on your cell phone? That's what that would be like. Me telling you, here, take this pill right here. It'll make the volume on your cell phone go away. You won't be able to hear your cell phone anymore after this. Take this pill. Really? And why is it that when I've been to psychiatrists, all of them said, there's nothing wrong? And all of them. I'm going to go into a new one. And I'm going to go into a new one here soon.
I'm trying to get out all range. I'm trying to get out all range. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to record everything. I'm going to record it on a therapy session for the world to see. Because I'm not crazy. Vilified Freedom Seed, you say I'm going out branching off everything. My mind works a million different directions, buddy, and I got them all covered. That's the problem. You got a one-track mind. How can I take this guy down? How can I make a fool out of him? How do I spell him? Yeah, that's the problem is I can think. I can absorb information. I can talk about any topic you want besides being you. I can talk about any topic as long as it's about having compassion and caring and loving people. Why in the hell would I open up this channel to maybe make $28 this month? Why would I do all that for the ridicule I take? I've got 3, 4, 5, maybe 7 different channels making videos right now making fun of me. Do you feel good? Yeah, we can do it. Really? You're disgusting pigs. Islam says, you're a joke. You are no Alex Jones. Don't quit your day job. Slamming someone and keeps him blocked. What a maroon. Oh, like he doesn't have the ability to talk. Really? I wonder what the fine is for. I wonder how you get your channel shut down for taking somebody's work and rebroadcasting it. I don't know. Does that do anything? No, he'd get away with it, can't he? I wonder why. I wonder if it's going to happen. I can talk, but I'm not open to others' views. I can. Don Liv says, I love how you keep it real. Stay true to what you know. Face. The trolls love it. They don't understand. They don't, bro. These are the same people that look at you and say, hey, man, I'm your brother. I love you. But you know what? They won't stand up. See, Degeneration Nation, if you ever watch that page, they attack people like you and I. People who hold our government accountable. They attack them viciously. People that stand up for the United States Constitution, oh, they're just some idiot. The sovereign citizens, listen, I don't agree with them, but it's their right to be as stupid as they want to be, but I don't attack them. See,
They attack anybody that's stronger than them because they're weak and they're insignificant. It's people like me and Booker that stood up for this country and will fight and die for this country. You think the military's doing it? If asked to turn their weapons on United States citizens, they'll do it. They will turn their weapons on us and they will kill you. And you'll be like, well, I took him down in a live chat, but I didn't think he was there trying to help me. How many cameras have saved the lives of black men in this country? I'd say you're a racist if you think people with cameras are somehow the vile people of the communities in this country. If you think people that record the cops are vile human beings, really, that shows how disgusting you are. I think everybody should have a camera on because they dang sure filming me. I think as soon as a cop checks in, as soon as he hits his time card, that camera ought to come on and not shut off till he's off shift. I think as soon as you hits it, that activates his camera. It ought to go to a server that's locked up tight and nobody can touch it. That's the way I think. But see, Degeneration Nation, they love to attack cop watchers. They love to attack anybody that isn't the status quo. The people that keep their head down. Yes, sir. Yes, master. Yes, master. That's what these degenerates do. Make fun of anybody that they ain't got the guts to stand in their own shoes. If you can't stand in my shoes, shut your mouth and go on. Keep making your little videos because I'm still rolling. Every time you post my videos, degenerate, my views go higher. Every time you post making fun of me, I get more subs. Keep doing it. You're helping me. God bless you. I hope everybody goes to Degeneration Nation, puts a thumb up on my video. Give him a thumbs up. Because you're helping me. There's something. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find this. You guys need to hear this now. Let me see. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Let's see this. Those degenerates hate it when you start speaking scriptures. Isaiah 54:17 for all you evil people that don't like the Bible. If you don't like it, click off right now. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Every tongue which rises against me and their righteous. I got you right here. I love my Bible. That's the problem. They have no moral compass. Vilified freedom, you ain't called me out on a lie yet. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Every tongue which rises against me in judgment, you shall condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is from me, says the Lord. God bless you, MJ. Best one to get on you. Nobody said what lie I said. Dank, Eric, James, MJ, have they said a lie that I told yet? Gangstalk, have they? North Carolina. Rocky says, I had no idea what that scripture means. Are you kidding me? When's the last time you touched the Bible? My family is full of ex-military law enforcement officers. What the hell you talk about weak people? Absolutely right. I'm talking about you. You hide behind that badge and that blue line gang that protects, I don't know, child predators, child pedophiles. Did you know cops beat their wives at 2 times the rate of the American citizens do? 2 times the rate is domestic violence in houses of the blue badge, the blue line. Did you know that? They like little ants. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whatever you say, sir. I don't question you, sir. Tell me who to kill. How much money can we make today, boss? Policing for profit. What do you think about that, Mr. Booker? What about that? How many times is the blue line gang, all they are a bunch of secretaries. They show up to do the paperwork. But how many times have they stopped you from getting hurt? Nope. You know what they'll do? You pay money, you get a restraining order, you sit at home and hope somebody don't hurt you, ladies. Ladies, the cops are the ones who want to take your guns. How many times has the cops showed up to stop a rape? Hardly never, especially when they're the ones doing the raping. How many times have I seen that this week alone? Hey, guess what happened the other night? You bunch of
where's your evidence?
Guess what happened the other night? two people who have health issues. One, a U.S. military vet, which I respect, who realizes the war cost him his life because now he has serious mental effects, mental handicaps, and he's blind now. They were playing Pokemon in their car, and they had two cops drag him out and throw him in jail.
Yeah, he's a fraud too.
Spending time with his wife, alcohol and drug-free in private in their vehicle. He got drugged to jail for playing Pokemon with his wife. Boy,
in the middle of the night on private property, douchebag.
We're stands up for. That's the kind they stand up for. There would not be one bad cop on the streets if there was one good cop to stop him. But the problem is the corruption.
Thank you very much,
one
Joe
good
Donho.
Cop stands up, they'll Appreciate all shut him down. They will run him out of there because they don't want somebody rocking the boat. You got to have my back, bro. You got to have my back. You keep doing this to the American people and see what happens. People are tired. I am tired. I'm tired of seeing young black men get murdered in the streets. Now, the statistics isn't what the media pushes, that it's a big race war, this, that, and the other, but I'm just sick and tired of seeing black men murdered in the streets just because they don't know their rights. They don't know that they can shut up and not talk, but the cops don't want them to know their rights. They don't want them to know what their power is, and they don't want them to know anything about American history, standing up and standing on the Constitution. I am sick of seeing innocent people being vilified. And the cops stand back and say, we're the ones protecting you. Did our military protect us on 9/11? Nope. They didn't do anything to protect us. You know what they did? They obeyed orders and they stood down. The woman that was in the jet that was going to go intercept the supposed plane, if you believe that, they hit the towers. Yeah, that woman,
Virgo,
they run her out.
Me to go to his
I
chat,
think maybe last time
but
they demoted her and kicked her out of the force, but I think maybe she'd been killed since then. But she was asking questions. Why did they tell us to stand down? Just take orders.
Yes, he was rightfully.
I don't have Deegan blocked. Arrested. I don't know who's got him blocked. I don't know if he is blocked. I haven't seen his name pop up except one time, so I don't know about that. It's true. We're going to be like China soon. Absolutely right. Sure, you don't want cops, then you wouldn't have a felony. If not for the cops, I wouldn't have a felony because you know what? They're the ones that bought the dope and set me up with it. Did I sell pot? Okay, I was a 17-year-old and sold pot. Oh, my God. What about all these cops that beat their wives, felonious assault? What about all the cops that get caught for shooting and killing somebody? Well, and then they get fired. And what happens after they get fired? They're hired on a county over. Bullshit. They're hired on down the road. And then what happens? The whole time that they were fired, oh, that's back pay. They get a paid vacation for murdering somebody in the street. Boy, that's your job. Way to go.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Right. Citation.
Militia's right up first defense against tyranny. I hope so, but there's a lot of cowards in this world.
And you're one of them.
Let's see here. Doesn't matter if you believe it or not. I live it. Let's see here. Is blind said liar. Degeneration Nation is blocked. I never said he wasn't blocked. What I like, see, they keep saying, all my target individuals, they keep saying I'm lying, but they can't say what I lied about. They can't say what I lie about.
It's drones.
That's how stupid they are.
Your stepson being
says,
kidnapped.
The blue line protects each other, not the private person. Absolutely, they protect the corporation. Just like the First Amendment orders that the degenerates go after.
He's a
you
coward.
Sit at your house and you call alone. You say somebody's trying to break in your house. It'll take an hour before they get up there to do the paperwork. If you're at a post office and they call the law because somebody's got a camera in there, they're there in 2 minutes for a non-crime.
He's a coward.
Let's see here. The old chief of police in Tacoma killed his wife and himself in front of his children here in Washington State. Way to go, cops. Way to go. D says, Carol, the media savior Obama, was working on making state militias illegal. Absolutely, he did. Think about this. Barack Obama was selling he was giving guns to the cartel Fast and Furious, and then the cartel was giving the guns to Hamas, the terrorist organization, out of where? Out of Iran and Lebanon? Really?
Vilify, do you see any of my messages in his chat?
That would be racist to say something like, what do you think on what happened with the cop in Lincoln at the hospital? I think it's disgusting, but guess what? The sheriff did an interview, and the sheriff never saw the deputy hit anybody. And the woman at the hospital, she said,
does anyone see any of my messages in his chat?
The boy safe. They kept the boy safe by grabbing him, tackling him, slamming his head on the ground, busting him up, and standing him up, punching him in the face 3 times. A 16-year-old kid, 110. Just imagine Degeneration Nation. That's how big that kid was, laying there on the ground while that cop was punching him in the mouth. But I guess he had to do that.
I'm older than this guy.
You just said he wasn't blocked. Now you say he is blocked. I never said he wasn't blocked. I said I didn't block him. See, that's what these idiots do. They can't listen to a full sentence, but they just keep on running with it. Ridiculous. Because you know much about cops, right? Shut up talking about things you don't even know. If you don't like what I got to say, shut up and roll on, because 57 other people here, they like the show.
It's funny. He challenges me to come to his chat.
They like the show. I'm here. That's the way it goes.
But then I'm blocked. Who's the coward now?
I don't blame cops for all this crap. It's the same. I don't blame them.
Vilify, did you see any of my messages in chat?
If we start targeting, if we stop policing for profit, if we take back the federal prison facilities, take it back. I understand the privatization of prisons, but what about the judge 7 years ago? He was getting paid
what
to
have I said that was slander,
innocent minors in jail.
Honestly.
Getting paid to put prisoners in jail. That's evil, and it destroys their lives. If there's no victim, there's no crime. It's ridiculous.
That's not true.
If they wanted to do, cops say, well, you're getting a speeding ticket because of safety. Really? Well, why is your car covered up then? If you want people to stop speeding, you put cop cars with cop lights and cop badges down the side, and then when people are near cops, what happens? They slow down.
At all.
Oh no, we can't do that. We're going to take all the decals off. Even in Washington State, it is illegal in Washington State to have an undercover car for traffic enforcement. It is illegal, but you think that stops them? Nope. They do it anyway. Why are there undercover cars? To get that money. Got to get that money. They built $1 million cash register, a couple $1 million cash register here in Catawba County. It is an amazing building. We weren't using but 3 courtrooms of the courthouse we had before. Now we've got 10 courtrooms. And it's as empty as it can be.
Yeah.
Think about all that money. Think about all the prison. Over 3 million Americans. Well, they're not all Americans. 12% of the population is illegal aliens, but we have 3 million people in America's prisons. That's more than the world's prison population combined. Why? And we're free? Are we?
Freer than a lot of other countries.
Not in America. Let's see here. Scottish Fury, please. Please.
Dying to live.
Viagra. Anything it takes to make you feel better about yourself, try it.
Let me know what Jesus I said that was slanderous.
Remember that.
I'm curious about that.
Not many people do. Ease Blunt says, sorry, you're jocked. Unblood Degeneration. If you want to debate, you afraid, love the name bashing, and they keep someone blocked. Oh, well, he can go on his channel and attack anybody in the world he wants to.
Yeah,
and it's okay.
I wouldn't block anybody.
See, I can't believe. See, you see the people that defend him. That's how evil he is. Just some little punk.
I'm evil guy.
That's got a cop stuck up his ass. Probably a cop himself, because it's amazing who he goes after. It's amazing who he goes after. He goes after First Amendment auditors,
frauditors,
sovereign citizens,
definitely
targeted individuals.
You're not a targeted individual.
Anybody who stands up and says, I love my Constitution, but I question my government. Why is that? Gamestock, this says they are part of the regime. Absolutely. They're the mindless morons. They're the ants. They just got to keep on moving ahead. I got the new iPhone. I got a new pair of shoes. Life is good. Life is good. Look, yeah, I made fun of 10 people the other day. Life is good. Life is good. Life is good.
I don't make fun of people. I debunk them.
I would love to be right beside God Almighty on the day that they perish and to see what their explanation says. People kill themselves for what happens on those channels, on Degeneration Nation. People kill themselves for what's going on. For that ridicule, that hate.
Dying to live. I do go I stick to the facts.
I feel better every day about myself.
What facts
I don't
haven't
have
I
to live like
stuck
that.
to?
You have the power to unblock digging, right? You won't, because I'm tired of hearing you. Pow! Yeah, I can do that too. You should watch Crazy Bones YouTube video about the music industry. It's really interesting. Yep. The devil's in everything and everywhere. Everything and everywhere. Let's see here. Debate. I'm gonna debate a nameless, faceless character from the interwebs. Really?
Coward.
I'm gonna debate something like that. Like he doesn't have a million different ways to log in. I'm gonna sit right here on my channel and suck up the views. Thank you so much, degenerates. Thank you so much. I hope you make 100 videos about me, because I'm gonna keep on rolling. Every time you mention my channel, every time you make fun of me, my channel gets bigger. God bless you. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Anytime you mess with a child of God, you got hell coming. You got hell coming. Rocky says, you talk about him, but you so scared. Really? I'm scared? I got $1 trillion defense industry trying to kill me, but I'm scared. Really? I go to law enforcement agencies with guns on my side, just standing right in their face, and I'm scared. Really?
Yeah, you are.
I got direct energy weapons hitting me every single night, but
No,
I'm
you
scared.
don't.
I got people breaking into my house, but I'm scared. Really? Scared.
Yeah,
When's
you are.
Degeneration Nation done anything besides play on his computer? Never.
I actually work
It's
full
amazing.
time, unlike you.
Cop showed up at my door after a bit of theater. On my part, he asked, what's this all about? And I told him it's about art. Good for you, Minority Reporter. Rocky says, I'm scared. Not really.
Come on, Carol.
Let's see.
Come
Watch
on
this.
onto my
Isn't it
my
funny?
stream.
And every one
I'll
of these
give you a
people
link
are nameless and faceless. I'm right here.
to come on with
Degeneration
me.
Nation has got my phone number. He ain't
No, I
called it
don't.
yet. See, if he wanted to debate, why wouldn't he call my phone number? He's got it. See, you guys didn't know that, do you? Degeneration Nation has got my phone number, but
No,
he
I
won't
don't.
call. See? Let me make sure the volume's up on it. Let me make sure the volume's up. Volume's up. I wonder if he'll call. Anybody thinks he'll call? No. Isaiah Clark says, man, if you believe what you're saying, then you're on point. If not, then you just mind F yourself. Isaiah Clark, I counted, 16 people earlier that know exactly what I'm saying, and they know it's true.
Yeah, they're mindless drones. Yep, Amy.
Good
We
looking.
see ya.
Peter North here, old porn star, great stream. God bless you. Gangsta, this says, I'll be more than happy to go live and tell you my story. If you can get hold of MC on the back channel, she'd be more than happy to provide that. If you got a connection there, or if any of my mods in here have got a connection to Gangsta This, please feel free to give the info. I'm not hard to find.
Night Virgo, thanks
I'm
for
the
stopping
only
by.
person that's put their phone number on the internet.
I don't have your phone number,
Degenerates haven't done that,
douchebag.
have they? See, now everybody's getting tired of you, degenerates.
No,
So everyone's
not
hitting
really.
thumbs up. Yeah, man. Come on. Even the people that think I'm a fraud. Listen, if you think that what I'm saying, if you think I'm lying or I'm joking, if you think I'm crazy, are you entertained? Or you just feel sorry for the people that watched? That
fall for your bullshit, yes.
I'll tell you this much. One of my subscribers this week, God bless him for this. He is a fellow targeted individual. And I know what's going to give you a shout out, buddy. Thank you. He donated a GoPro White. God bless you, because he knows what I'm doing is real, and he wants me to help expose this program. These people have put their trust in me to be their voice. And I'm telling everybody, I'm in the face of everybody. Why would I risk getting locked in a rubber room for lying? What you guys think is just stupid.
He could come on my channel anytime. He would get
Michelle,
even more exposure.
Expose your children to the evil that you watch on a daily basis. I really do. Targeted individuals. What else you want to talk about? Degeneration, please debate. Would love to see you guys debate your position. He doesn't have a position, man. He doesn't have a position. He loves cops. He thinks cops are the greatest thing since sliced bread. I don't know. Maybe his boyfriend's a cop. I don't know. All I know is I would hate to lower myself to somebody so degenerate as him. All he does is hide and attack people. You know what? What Mark Twain said? What's that he said about debating stupid people? Why would I go down to that level? There's not a debate there. It's just more hits for his show. I could sit back over here and get him on.
I have a larger audience where he could get his word out.
Says, the thought here, I think, is someone can threaten, but face to face, a good punch to the mouth is what it is. Absolutely. Laid out, cold. But these people are living in a virtual world. It's easier to sit at home and attack somebody.
I don't attack. I debunk. Because I hate liars and frauds.
I mean, they're all laughing and giggling. It's all funny, but really? Here's the thought. You guys think that I'm mentally ill. Make fun of them. The thinking makes no sense. Mr. Booker, quit. If people donate to you, are you a fraud? Do you lie about what you're doing? I've supported you since I've seen your channel. I'll support anybody that's standing up, that's got the guts to stand up and ask questions. I'll support anybody do that. I don't care what race, color, ethnicity. I don't care. Anybody's got the right to say anything they want. But when you're hurtful and you're malicious to somebody, I've got no respect for you. And you don't deserve my time. At all. Steve White says, my channel has 22 thumbs up, 33 thumbs down. Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't matter which way it goes. It's still traffic. You know why? Because I'm a targeted individual. When I got 5 thumbs up, I'll get 6 dislikes. As soon as I log on, there's 4 thumbs down. Why? Because I'm a targeted individual.
No.
I can be on my live stream and my voice automatically turns into Alvin and the Chipmunks. Why? Because I'm targeted. I walk outside and there's a drone right there. Why? Because I'm targeted. I can sit right here when my town's a ghost town at night and there's 3 cars that do rotations around my road. No. Every 3 or 4 minutes, round and round and round. Why?
Prove it.
Because I'm targeted. Maybe ask about why. Why? Why are the people in the live stream here targeted? James is targeted. NJ targeted. Minority Party targeted. Dank targeted. MC targeted. Gangstalk targeted. All these people targeted, but you can't do anything. Just can't believe it. Can't believe it. It's too far below it. It's just too far.
And if you wanted traffic,
comprehend that the
he should come to my channel. I could get him even more traffic.
The U.S. government just isn't doing it here. They're doing it all over the world. People from New Zealand, Australia, Great Britain, South Korea. I think I saw somebody from Tanzania the other day. Let's see here. So usually this many people with the name Steven on the channel is because I was speaking on stream. No, the Stevens that are here usually here. Let's see. Quit says, I respect your position. He does have a larger audience to convert some of his followers. Think about it. You can give your voice to me anymore. I know you speak truth, buddy. You know I ain't gonna lie. I ain't got no reason to lie, Mr. Booker. No reason at all. Steven says, helicopters, planes make noises. UFOs don't. I don't know that. I know that now. They're not UFOs. They're drones. And no, they don't make any noise. They don't make any sound at all. Go to my last live stream, my drone live stream. Guys in the live stream, James, you were here. A couple of other you here. If on my last live stream, did you see the drone when I left and when I came back? Did you see the drone in that video? If you did, say it in there. You saw the drone because it was there. In many of the videos, the drones are edited out. That's easy to say. You just faked it. No. It's called a hacker. Hackers. But you don't know about that. It's too easy. Eric X says, I know, right? Why would they do this to innocent people and children? And as I said, we've almost come to the point that we think that possibly my son was attacked as well, and that's why this crap happened last week. And that just He's experienced something like that before, and it is absolute evil and it's disgusting.
Your son wasn't even missing.
Stephen Stacey says, I saw the drone in your video earlier. Thank you, Stephen. Let's see. James says, let's see. Only the evil can only accept defeat. They're just a bunch of whining babies that work for the government. Absolutely.
Nope, I don't work for the government.
Evil. Absolutely. The devil is the creator of all things evil. The devil wants to kill God's people, even the degenerates in the live stream right now. Guys, the time's coming. The time's about up. If you don't turn your life over to the Lord Jesus Christ, it's over. You don't get a second chance. Hell, it's not a joke. It's not a figment of your imagination. It's going to happen. Turn your life. Turn or burn. It's that bad. Mister, I don't have any reason to lie, but won't let Degeneration Nation in here. Makes no sense. You say he can be on his own channel. Yeah, but you guys can't talk to each other from different channels. He's got my phone number. I can't put the phone right beside the microphone.
Tell him no, I don't.
Because it happens all the time. Or he can't afford a cell phone bill this week. Is that it? That says, I'm sure these dummies will hit my channel. Oh, yeah, I'm a drug addict, LML. Drink alcohol here and there. Use cannabis. My wife both medically. Don't touch anything else. But I'm a drug addict. Yeah, I tell you one thing. I am the healthiest looking meth addict on the planet.
Bill, if I tell him that I don't have his phone number,
I went to Academy Sports last week with my son, and we went to the weight session because my son's 8 years old, and he curls a 20-pounder every day.
8 years old, not 10.
About 90 to 100 curls a day. We go in there and he's looking at the weights and he goes to try to pick up 20 and I picked it up and handed it to him. He's sitting there curling. He said, could you lift that, Daddy?
Tommy, let him know that I don't have his phone number.
I think it was a 25-pounder. I was like, yeah, of course I can. And I curled it up. He said, can you lift that? And it was the 40. And I curled it 3 or 4 times. And he said, can you lift that? It's the 45. And I curled it 3 more times. He said, I said, boy, I ain't going to keep doing this. Yeah, meth head. Meth head. Isn't that easy? Just call somebody a drug addict, throw them away. When's the last time you tried to help a meth addict? Degenerates, when's the last time you offered a homeless person food? When's the last time you picked them up, put them in your car, and took them to Wendy's to get something to eat? You know, I'm dead broke, and I did that just the other week. Yeah.
I do it all the time. I can show you the
plane ride that followed me to Wendy's and back. Yeah, I can do that. When's the last time you guys donated food to somebody? I took a whole bunch of bread to my neighbor down here, a Mexican family.
To the food bank. Because I'm a
racist. That's what racists do. They give bread to them. Yeah. When's the last time you did anything for your community? Have any of you degenerates out there done anything for your community?
I do all the time.
I attack people on the internet for fun. Yeah. All this bluster that I put out, I'm still going to pray for you when I get off this live stream. I'm still going to pray for you. You still need God's love.
You should pray for yourself.
What else are you going to get?
You need it a lot more than I do.
Let's see. He does not have my telephone number online about that. Hey, guys, in the live stream here tonight, how many times have I put my phone number on the live streams? Go to the live streams. My phone number's all over it. It's just more excuses. Ridiculous.
No, I don't really watch your live streams, stupid.
I help people all the time. Yeah, and that's a shame. Is people who are targeted individuals are some of the most humble, honest, giving people I've ever met in my life. They'll literally, like I do, will give the shirt off their back to help them. All the time that degenerates put time into laughing at people like me, attacking people like me, that time could be used to save a life. Give a coat to somebody, keep them warm, offer them some food, a snack, drink. Just smile at somebody. How many times you do that?
Every day.
Just smile at somebody. You can save somebody's life just by smiling at them. Let's see. Philippine Freedom says, all the help you done was for nothing. Now you bragged about it. I guess you'd know that if you'd read your Bible instead of selectively. See, it doesn't matter what you say to these idiots. It does not matter. They're always going to come back something else. Well, ain't very Christian of you. Then it's, you don't know what scripture you use, and then it's, you don't know scripture. Then it's you're a meth head, and then it's you're crazy, and then it's you're a fraud. It doesn't matter. Start just booting them to the corner. Just put them in timeout, and I don't have to worry about it. Doesn't matter. Treat others how you want to be treated. Absolutely right, Stephen. And until you're down on the luck, you don't know it. You're living in your own little bubble. And I'm going to tell you, that stuff comes back to you. It will come back to you and haunt you the rest of your life. Your laughing just makes you look more stupid than he does not have your. I'm over it. Vilified. Have a good night. Let's see here. This guy's just crazy. Jim Jones. We know Jim Jones had a lot of people drink Kool-Aid. And that's crazy you said that because that was a psyop as well. That was all set up by the CIA. But you wouldn't know that because You don't read books. Think about that.
We don't read conspiracy theories.
MG Gibbons says, I don't have beliefs. I have no's. I'm more spiritual. I respect creation. Amen. Amen. A lot of evil people in the world. They've shown themselves here.
And you're one of them.
They're evil. And the love of Christ ain't in them. But I thank you all that helped me tonight. Everybody that stood up behind me. There's so many people out here that are suffering, and you guys do nothing but attack them. I can take it. The thing about it is you may not believe this, but I've never even watched one of D-Generation Nation's videos about me. It didn't work.
But yet,
I didn't even watch it.
He knew everything about this video.
Somebody sent me the link, and I looked at it, and I said, good, I'll get subscribers. And the Lord said, don't pay attention. It doesn't matter what they say. You're not the audience. The degenerates are not the audience, because these are the same ones that'll take a gift card to stalk somebody. They're the same ones that'll break into somebody's house and steal their kids' toys, or take one of their socks from a pair, or ruin their food, stalk them around in stores. It's the same kind of mind frame, and that's why the world's got to end. That's why this world's going to come to an end, because the hearts of people are so black. There's no good in these people. They're evil until the core. Until they find the love of Jesus, they're going to be always evil. These are people that, and it through no fault of their own, that
because
they
I like
were
to
younger and they were
frauds,
beaten or abused by a spouse, a wife, or a husband, or abused by their parents, or God forbid, sexually abused. That some trauma in their life has led them to a page like D-Generation Nation. Some trauma led them to go and make fun of other people that aren't as strong as me and can't stand it the way I do. There was a major dysfunction in their lives that just triggered in their head and said, I think I'm just going to start making fun of people. I'm going to laugh at people as opposed to pray for them and support them. If you feel good about that, that's all on you. It's sad. Let's see. Morgan says, don't it just a shame you're so taken in by this idiot scamming you for money, because that's all he's about. He's an innocent, no belief in Jesus. Listen to him prosperity preaching. Yeah, I'm not Kenneth Copeland. James, I don't think I've got any money as you have, buddy.
Expose them so no one else gets
Listen, if I was trying to get money, it wouldn't be from targeted individuals, because most of us have been completely decimated in our finances. The whole time my channel's been on, I think between gear and all, I mean, another targeted individual donated the computer, but gear and all, I probably ain't even got $1,000. I used to make $90 an hour. I'm going to worry about a little channel that might make $28 this month. I mean, it's stupid. The idea of greed in me is absolutely ridiculous. Let's see. Stephen Stacy, I made a comment about that earlier. Absolutely.
Desert,
Isaiah
I'm
says,
blocked.
do you know these people can stop your heart at any time like mine? And I ended up in the hospital only to be gang mobbed for 5 long days. But TMH got me. Yeah, maybe Google heart attack gun. Yeah, they have a gun that can give you a heart attack. You know, they can play a frequency that make you physically sick, that can make you puke. A frequency, just a sound that can make you puke. They got a sound that make you paranoid, a sound that gives you anxiety, a sound that makes you angry. Just
if I found that you're a con artist,
just a frequency to make you angry. Imagine that. Strokes and heart attacks. That's what Stephen says. Patent not accepted. I thank you, MJ, for posting that. But these people don't believe it.
Because it's bullshit.
They watch these movies with all this CGI. Hey, I bet they'd freak out if I told them that these people use holograms on us. How many target individuals have seen holograms? I have. I've seen holograms. Did you know that right now, if you go to Iraq, there was a statue of Buddha that the U.S. military, in conjunction with ISIS, destroyed that big, huge statue of Buddha? Did you know that? You probably didn't, you degenerates. But right now, they're using a hologram to replace that statue. A hologram. Yeah, they use those devices on American targeted individuals. Targeted individuals from around the world, they use that. Did you know that? Yeah, that happens. I guess a lot of you guys don't understand that they do have invisibility cloaks.
No, you're right.
This has been in news. You guys can Google that. If my mods are in here, MC, if you're still here, post the link for the invisibility cloaks. The U.S. military has come out with that back in the Iraq war. Yeah, they've got that too, but you wouldn't believe that. MJ says they can mimic any disease. Absolutely. A lot of targeted individuals will get Morgellons. Maybe study that disease. It's a wicked disease. It's this stuff can kill you. So, for F's sake, you cannot be serious. Are that whacked out? Yeah, this is real. This is absolutely real. Everything I'm telling you, all you got to do is Google it. Instead of taking your time to attack me, degenerate, research everything I'm telling you. Look up directed energy weapons. Look up voice of God weapons. Look up targeted individuals. Now, out of the thousands that are on the internet, you're telling me that all of us are crazy. We can all speak. We can all articulate what we're saying. We can move our arms and legs, but some of us can. Cognitive skills are all there. So all of us, we're all crazy.
I use Premiere Pro.
All of this for $1 and people shopping still looking like, imagine that. Wake Up People's true on all this stuff. Do your research. It's that simple. Project Bluebeam. Alien PSYOP. This is what's going to happen soon, guys. They're getting ready to push this alien coming down from the heavens. Okay, this is going to bring in the Antichrist agenda. They're going to bring this alien forward, and the U.S. government, and they're releasing a little bit at a time. They're going to say, "Yeah, we've worked with these aliens forever," and they're going to have this big speech. And this alien is going to come up, and he's going to say, "Listen, I am the creator. I am God. I created all of you, and we've been working with your government to keep you safe and lead you in the right direction." Okay, that's what's going to happen. This is not going to be an alien. It's going to be. It's a PSYOP, but that's going to bring in the Antichrist agenda. That's what it's all about. It's coming soon, I'd say within the next year or two. And when that happens, there's going to be millions and millions that fall to their feet. I mean, we got people in Russia worshiping a guy that claims to be Jesus Christ in Russia. He's the one sucking up money. I'd do that, but I'm scared of going to hell. But yeah, that's going to be the big thing now, and everybody's going to say, "Oh yes," and they're going to do what? Perform signs and wonders, just like the Bible says.
We can Google any of this, but it's all,
and people going to fall for it.
Conspiracy
the technology
theories.
I'm telling you exists. You're going to fall for it because you're a bunch of suckers. Somebody's going to say, "Look, I'm going to disappear," and they're going to hit a button and disappear right in front of you. It's not going to be David Copperfield, none of that magical crap. It's going to be technology. They're going to disappear and reappear over here. He's going to look at you and speak voices in your head, and he's going to get that number back and forth, and then you're going to verify that he said this into your head, and you're going to fall for it. You're going to think he's a god, not knowing it's all technology. It's all technology. Dorian says, "Yes, you're right, targeted individual." Let's see here. Stephen doesn't believe it. Doesn't believe it. Bless your heart. People will waltz in Walmart. Yep. I get king stalked at Walmart all the time. Morgan, whatever your name is, go look it up. My subs are pushing it. They're putting the links in there. They're telling you it exists, and you're just stupid and lazy to look it up. Eric X says, "Don't forget Eugenics program." Also, check out Alex Jones documentary Endgame. But see, Alex Jones scares them. Anybody that raises their voice up scares them. They quiver. They quiver. Let's see this. MC, I didn't authorize you to put my number out there. Yep. Oh, they hung up. Imagine that. They hung up. Amazing. MC, take that number down. Let's see here. Gangstalk, this call in number. Yeah. It is not transparent at all. It's beamed right in your head. Absolutely. Gangstalk, this, scroll down, blah, blah, blah. They're too scared to talk. Here, private number. Oh, he can't leave his number for me to get. Hello? Let's hear it, Mr. Degenerate. Hung up again. My hands are right here. Too scared to talk. Yeah, MC. So now all the degenerates have my number. That's okay, because I don't answer numbers I don't know anyway. Let's see. I don't have to know it is, and it's not what you say it is. Well, that's ignorant to think that. Yep. Hung up again.
They really want to talk, don't they? See, all that's been done is mind my numbers out there for a million people to harass me. I think that was stupid. Hello?
Yeah, I think you're really crazy.
Well, golly gee, you sure sound like you're smart. Is that all you got? This is what we're dealing with. Call in. I think you're really crazy. That's our debate. I think you're really crazy. Hung up again. It is really immature to call and hang up. They are afraid of courage. They try everything they can think of to scare people. Doesn't scare me. Another private number. We got something more intelligent to say that I'm crazy? See, hang up again.
No, I'm not going to hang up. This is 05. I'm here to call you on your shit.
What do you think you're going to do?
I think you're a liar.
About what?
Expose you to everybody who's got ears.
Let's hear it. Okay.
There's people who got real mental health problems, and you could be misleading them, bud.
Nope. Not me. Yep. Okay. No, wait a second.
You've done put the videos out with your own mouth. We got the proof already.
Listen, if you want to debate, you got to act like a human being, not a yelling and screaming. You can't debate with a moron that you hear the intelligence here. That's the stupidity that you can't talk. Now, tell me.
Where's your proof? I've said it time and time again. Show us your proof. You can't. There's no evidence. Nothing.
Is that vilified?
My channel. See?
Yep,
see,
that is.
He doesn't shut up. Hey, listen, the conversation is you talk, I respond. I talk, you respond. I know that you're used to maybe beating your head against the wall, but this is common sense. It's common courtesy. So speak. Let me make sure my phone's plugged up so we don't die. I don't want somebody to say that I hung up on you. Now, what is a lie? Have you ever heard of direct?
Everything you're saying,
see, this dumbass will not let me talk.
You ask a damn question, I'm going to give you.
Did anybody let him carry on a conversation? Did anybody? Does anybody know the form of debate where somebody talks and somebody responds? See, that's a jackass. I can picture him. He's maybe 5'10", 5'11", probably 240, 250. He likes ho-hos and nutty buddies. That's him. He's probably got a pair of Chuck Taylors that he's absolutely wore out. Now listen here. Stop hollering. Exactly. Moron doesn't understand speech. That's why he's been locked in his basement making videos forever. His daddy's been beating him up, telling him that cops are the rulers of all things good. Listen, let's see here. His first question was this. You are harming people with mental illness. You said mental illness doesn't exist. Guys, is that what I've said? Let's go to the people that are in my live stream tonight. Guys, have I ever said that mental illness does not exist? Let's go ahead and get this straightened out. Now, hey, Booker, did I not give him a chance to talk, dude? I gave him a chance to talk, and all he wants to do is yell and scream like the idiot he is. The idiot he is. Now, I've never once said that mental illness didn't exist. I said that the pharmaceutical companies are injecting mental illness into society.
No, they're not.
Now, MCG, please, I'm going to keep you busy. Please put up the video about Voice of God weapons. Please put that up. If they, I know they're not going to go look. The whole deal is go attack somebody. Go attack somebody. The statement says mental illness does exist, yes, but not every person experiencing this is crazy. People don't choose when and where to be crazy, okay? Mental illness, especially voices in your head, it starts between the age of 3 to 7 is when schizophrenia comes in. I've studied medical journals. I know this to be true. You don't get schizophrenia when you're 35. It doesn't happen. So we've established that one, I never said mental illness didn't exist. I'm thinking maybe he's got autism or something. He was diagnosed with ADHD. And let me tell you guys, you can Google this and find out too, Mr. Degenerate. The man who designated the illness, who came up with the name ADHD, on his deathbed, he confessed that the U.S. government
paid him to create this illness to further get more children hooked on drugs. That was the reason, to medicate society. Here's something else he probably doesn't know, because he's probably still using fluoride toothpaste. What was given to the Jews in World War II in the camps? What was given to them? Fluoride. What does fluoride do? It dulls the senses, and it makes you pretty much impotent, as in your mind, emotions, and your thoughts. Impotent. It stops the rage factor. It pretty much makes you a pile of mush. Fluoride. It poisons you. Okay? They're putting that in the water. They're putting it in the toothpaste. That was done to the Jews. He probably doesn't understand that because he doesn't read. He's too busy playing video games and whatever strange stuff is out there. Doesn't get that part. And again, schizophrenia doesn't come in. And well, let me go back to this point. What drug do they give to children like him who have ADHD? What is the drug? What does it do? The drug they give is Ritalin or Adderall, and that is pretty much the same chemical composition as what? The same composition as crystal meth. Why would they give that to children? To carry on a further police state, to incarcerate more reuse, to get them addicted at an earlier age so we can have them in the prison system. So we can what? Take away their gun rights, because unfortunately some addicts rob and steal and cheat. So I've established it with people in the live stream that I've never said mental illness didn't happen. I said that the weapons they're using on us mimic mental illness. Many people that are in the mental health, that are stuck in the system of constant going to the nut house, these people are suicidal from the medicine they give you. Nick Volt says because it works. It doesn't work. There's no proof that it works. If you wanted to slow somebody down that's all jacked up, why wouldn't you just give a kid a Xanax? Oh, because Adderall is so healthy? Really? Because Adderall is Ritalin, the almost same chemical composition as crystal meth is healthier than a Valium or a Xanax? Are you kidding me? Because it works. You know what? You can crack a kid over the back of the head and knock them out. Hey, that works. Let's do that too. MC has just posted a video about Voice of God from DARPA. Degenerates, please go to MC's and look at that on her page. Voice of God from DARPA. That's the weapons that show, I don't know, putting voices into someone's head. See, apparently the degenerate thinks he right now he's protecting the mentally handicapped. Now, he thinks I'm crazy, but he's going to attack me and make fun of me for being crazy. Listen, I've seen the people that he makes fun of on the videos, on the little whatever you call it. I've seen those people, and they may not be average, ordinary citizens, but they're people. So is he claiming that all those people are that's the part about him, is he thinks that attacking us is somehow protecting somebody. How is attacking people saving people? Anybody that goes to that channel and think that anything about him is something to reward, it's disgusting that you're encouraging that kind of behavior. He's not doing anything for you. Think he cares about mentally handicapped people?
Yes,
ordinary stuff. Like, they don't care about people. They want your views. I'm telling you, I just described his body type to a T. I guarantee that's exactly what he looks like. His grandmother probably raised him, and God forbid if she's got a mental illness, she died of mental illness. God bless her. I'm still gonna pray for him. That ain't the point. He's blaming
your prayers.
The loathing for me is because I'm making fun of mental illness. Really?
No, my loathing for you is you
I'm just
conning
telling
people.
You what happens to people like me and many in the live stream, and not that hear these voices of God weapons.
There's no voice of God weapons used on you.
Look up Gulf War invasion, voices in the heads, Iraqi surrender. Look that up, and you will see in that news article where 10,000 Iraqis raised their hands after disassembling their weapons because Allah was in their head and told them to surrender. Look that up, and then come back and tell me I'm making fun of mentally handicapped people.
They surrendered because they were outgunned.
Nick, you don't need that concoction. Drugs can most likely be elevated by natural sources listed, guys. You know what they did? What did they do to us when we were hyper? Because I was hyper in school. You know what they did? If I didn't get it under control, I got punished. But they didn't drug me. I would never, ever dream about trying to kill my child's mental state. I would never do anything to shut his brain down.
Out there.
Why would you do that to a child when they're just developing? All those drugs do is stunt the growth. It stunts their sense, and that's probably what's wrong with the degenerate. He was probably on Adderall or something, and that shocked his head. He's probably and this is something else in the psychological journals. People stop emotionally growing at the time they were emotionally scarred. So God forbid if his priest or his football coach or I don't know his dance instructor touched him. I mean, it's horrific. I'm not making fun of it, but if that happened, that would explain why he has no empathy for anyone. You can listen to the way he talks, yelling, screaming, not waiting for a response. I'm going to prove you wrong, beating and banging, just mad, cannot control his behavior for a civilized conversation. That shows you that he was damaged when he was young. He doesn't have the control of his mouth. That's why he's probably isolated in a basement. That's probably why his dad goes to work as a cop every day and comes home and gives him a big box of donuts. It's sad. It's sad. Adderall's addictive, as James said. Adderall's the same as meth. Why do you think meth addicts try to get Adderall and Ritalin? To keep them up. Let's see. James said, you make that blah, blah, blah.
Desert, I think him and Gail will get along well.
You're not a doctor. That is why people get angry at you. Oh, so I can't give an opinion about keeping people. So because I say let's not drug our kids, people get mad at me. So when I say don't give your kids drugs, people have a reason to be mad at me. Or because I say, listen,
ADHD
many people are being diagnosed as crazy that these weapons are being used on. It seems to me that if he was really concerned about people's mental health, he would be pushing my channel and say, hey, this is a possibility. Let's look into this. Morgan says it's all conspiracy theory. Morgan, scroll up the MCG's channel. You can go up to her page and look at the link. This is actually documents from the U.S. government and from news agencies. It's not bullshit. It's actually documented. That's the problem. You don't know what proof means. Proof to you is 20 YouTubers getting together and deciding, yep, that ain't true. That's your proof. That's how stupid you are.
No, we back up ourselves with facts.
Avalon 4 says, I took Adderall for years. How come I'm not addicted? Because you're lucky. Because you're lucky. It's a good possibility. Maybe your parents just didn't want to deal with you, so they drugged you. Maybe they raised you better. Maybe they had more time to give you. But I'm going to tell you this much. A lot of parents just drug their kids to get them to shut up. But many kids, and you can look at the statistics, many children that were exposed to Adderall and those other drugs like that have become drug addicts. What is wrong with me saying let's not drug our kids? It's disgusting. Anybody would say that me saying that is wrong.
Because you're pushing false information.
Nick Volt says Ritalin is meth and Adderall's cocaine. No. It's not pretty when you tell the truth. Medical mafia, they don't like it, do they? Listen here, it's something else I saw yesterday. Did you know that over 80 holistic doctors have been murdered mysteriously in the last few years?
Holistic doctors.
Holistic doctors. Thank you, MC. Bright and Black is putting the N-word, and we're going to report him for putting the N-word on my channel, trying to get it shut down. So now they can't stop me. They can't debate me. So then they try to get me shut down. So
I've been trying to debate
go ahead and remember that when we're going to log it in and report it for using racist terms. See what I mean? That's what they do. Look at all of them. That's what they do. They attack you. When you start telling truth, they start attacking. I haven't heard a debate yet. I give Jackass time to calm down and speak like a human, but that wasn't a debate. See, here we go again. Must be the Russian bots. See, YouTube, this is what you create. This is all they try to do. Tell me, guys, they all came from that channel. Who's calling names? Who's starting trouble? Who's showing their real colors? Imagine that. Imagine that. Remove them all. They start cussing, being like that. It's ridiculous. Nick Volt says, I'm debating. Yeah, Nick, and I don't know if you're yelling or screaming, but being polite helps. Being polite helps. Just talk. Yeah, Nobody could do that. See, degenerate, he doesn't know what talking back and forth is. He can hide in his house in his computer, and
Does he think that was
he's going to send more work my way. Thank you so much. I haven't called you names either, Nick. It's just the thing that people don't know how to speak to anybody. There's 1,000 forms of communication now, but nobody knows how to talk. I can debate with anybody, and there's times that I will be wrong, and there's times I'll be right. But I'm going to tell you this much: I get at least one or two people every week telling me, "Thank you, you helped to save my life." They didn't give me any money. They didn't contribute to my huge bank account. Nope. You know what they did? They put faith in me because their story is the same as mine.
Because they're as deluded as you are.
You need to wake up, folks. I know, minority. They're hitting me hard because they don't like what I'm saying. They don't like truth. They don't like to hear anything that hurts their senses. See,
I can't hear you, Robin, but I see you.
Argument was flawed to begin with. He started an argument on the wrong premise. He said that I said that mental illness didn't exist.
He does think that.
Never said that. See, that's an ADHD kicking in. He watched the first part. Oh, drones, planes. It can't be happening. Can't be happening. He must be crazy. So he attacks me for being crazy because he says I said that people aren't crazy.
Someone told that dimwit that it wasn't me that called.
Why does anybody need to call names? I get excited and I lose my cool sometimes. Be angry, but sin not. Still working on that, guys. It's just Nick Volt. I'm not wrong about it. The man who was paid to invent the disease admitted it. He said he was made by the U.S. government. He was paid to invent the disease to
false
incarcerate the minds of our children with drugs.
100% false.
With drugs. Let's see. Why is what you are saying truth? Nick Volt, you've not once clicked on any links. Not one time have you went to a link and looked at it. Voice of God Weapons, you can go look at it. You can care. You're too busy arguing about what you thought was your point. It's ridiculous. We're not wrong about ADHD or drugs. No, it's truth. If only one person gets it, then the job is done. Amen. I look like I'm ODing on fluoride. I don't take fluoride. I use an all-natural toothpaste very much. Thank you very much.
Doesn't even look
There's
like
another link for you, Nick Volt, but I'm sure that – oh, see, and that's the thing. Nick, I'm going to call you a jackass. Sorry. I'm going to call you a jackass because it's people like you that say, give me proof, and then you give them proof, then they say, what? That's not true. I hate the internet. The internet has made idiots into geniuses. And the worst part is these idiots usually have the loudest voices. Now, Grady Holmes says, just do you know it was not Degeneration Nation who called you? I answered every call and they hung up. I'm sure that he would say that now, wouldn't he? Oh, of course he's going to say he didn't call me. Whatever.
Do you have proof that I did call you?
Under mind control. That's why. Going to be the first time. Idiot Duncan has been debunked time after time. He's a conspiracy. See, that's the thing. Listen, guys. Do you know who created the term conspiracy theorist? Do you know who created that term? That term was created after the Gulf of Tonkin. That's what got us in the Vietnam War. The CIA plotted and planned to say to anybody that questions the government or has a theory or actually knows the truth about what the government's doing that is against the government narrative, that we will designate them as conspiracy theorists. That's the CIA created that term. You're actually using the mind control that was used on you. The CIA admitted that. The term conspiracy theorist was created by the CIA to make people like me look crazy, to make people like, I don't know, people who said the Gulf of Tonkin was a setup. Maybe Google that. I guess you think I'm lying about that. Hey, Nick Volt, I'm sure you're not old enough to know what Vietnam was or is or anything about it, but Google the Gulf of Tonkin and Vietnam, and you'll see right then that they faked an American warship. They faked it getting sunk in the Gulf of Tonkin. They faked it getting hit by a Vietnamese rocket or missile. They faked it getting sunk, which then took our troops to 50,000 overnight.
That's what started the Vietnam War. But you would know that. The hot kid boss says all those links go straight to gay porn. Sure they do. Good luck with that. So, my argument isn't that you're a jackass. It's just you just keep proving yourself to be. You say, give me proof. My mods give you proof, and you say it's not real. I bet I could guess your news source. It's one or two guesses. One or two guesses. Either Nickelodeon or CNN. One of the two.
No, we're smart enough to know CNN is nothing but fake news.
And see, Nick, good night. I'm not even going to respond to you anymore. I'm done. Wasted too much time. So the argument, and still, no phone call. They called 100 times and hung up. 100 times and hung up. It doesn't matter. Guys, when I say these weapons are being used, they're being used. Why attack the messenger? Go to the government. They're the ones creating it. They're the ones doing it. Explain to me how all these mass shooters start hearing voices and start shooting up because they're crazy. Oh, that's just easy, ain't it? That's easy,
it's
ain't
just
it?
The truth.
Let's do this. Voice of God weapons, voices in the head. The Voice of God weapon returns. This is from Wired magazine. The Voice of God weapon, a device that projects voices into your head to make you think God is speaking to you. It's the military's equivalent of an urban myth, meaning it's mentioned periodically at defense workshops. Ironically, I first heard about it at the same defense conference.
Wired magazine's his source.
The Voice of God weapon, a device that projects voices into your head to make you think God is speaking to you. Let me see. I'm trying to get how to go. To describe a new tool that was described as the voice of Allah. This was said to be a device that would operate at a distance and would deliver a message that only a single person could hear. The story was that it was tested in a conflict situation in Iraq and pointed at one insurgent in a group who whipped around looking in all directions and began a heated conversation with his compatriots who did not hear the message. At the time, I greeted this story with some skepticism. Is there any basis to this technology? Well, Holosonic Research Labs and American Technology Corporation both have versions of directed sound, which can allow a single person to hear a message that others don't hear. DARPA, here's a big word, a big name you need to know. DARPA appears to be working on its own sonic projector. Intriguingly, Strategic Page reports that troops are using this long-range acoustic device as a modified Voice of God weapon.
That's a good point,
some of the troops in Iraq are using spoken as opposed to screeching. LRAD, that's another term you need to know, to mess with enemy fighters. Islamic terrorists tend to be superstitious and, of course, very religious.
He's talking about these weapons using them overseas.
Word of God into their heads.
If God, situations where it was used in the United States,
that only you can hear, tells you to surrender, to run away, what are you going to do? As Corman also notes, CNET recently wrote about an advertisement in New York for A&E's TV show Paranormal State, which uses some of this technology. So, again, a paranormal show on TV, I just told you about Ghost and how people are seeing this and thinking about it, uses this technology. Beyond directed sound, it's long been known that microwave weapons, at certain frequencies can produce an auditory effect that sounds like it's coming from within someone's head. And there's the nagging question of classified microwave work at Brooks Air Force Base. Brooks is huge in the evil weapon technology. Brooks Air Force Base that the Air Force stubbornly refuses to talk about. That brings us back to the Voice of God / Allah weapon. Is it real or bogus? In one version related to me by another defense reporter, it's not just Allah's voice. Remember this, but an entire holographic image projected. I didn't know that. Not only did they project the voice into these fighters' heads, but they projected the holographic image of Allah to tell them to surrender. Guys, I just learned something I did not know. Does it exist? I'm sure. But it's funny. that when you hear it brought up at defense conferences, no one ever asks the obvious question, does anybody think this thing will actually convince people God is speaking to them? I'm thinking not. I'm going to tell you one thing. This weapon is real. You heard about deepfake. Listen, guys, 2 years ago, if somebody told you about deepfake, you would not believe a dang thing about it. You would say, hell no, it doesn't exist. There's no way you can take somebody's face and put it on somebody else's face. You wouldn't believe that. But did you know with the vocals, they can reenact vocals as well? They used that same technology on me 10 years ago, where they can literally take your voice with this voice of God weapon and put it in your head to make what? If you hear your voice in your head, what would you guys in the live chat, what do you say that is? That would be your thought?
Schizophrenia.
Yes, that would be your thought. Here's Morgan, bless his heart. No, they didn't. Wired Magazine.
Wired Magazine. Oh, yeah, that's a good source.
Wired Magazine. Voice of God weapons. Sonic weapons. Wired Magazine. And if you keep looking at Voice of God weapons, they're everywhere. As MG Gibbons said, Harris, Lockheed, NASA, Grumman's, they're all defense industry contractors. Listen, my video, if you scroll down, I know you guys don't want to take the time, the lazy degenerates. If you scroll down into I've got the Voice of God weapons. You can see that format, and it'll show that guy points it right at you. He shows you the weapon. It's just like this.
That article's from 2007.
$70,000, and it can drive people crazy. Drive people crazy. I can guarantee you, if you heard a voice in your head that wasn't there, you degenerates would probably think your mom was home.
No, I'd go to a doctor.
Sad. Nick Vogt, are you scared of technology? No, Nick, I'm not scared of technology. I live with this hell every day. I'm warning other people about it. Let's see here. Drugs have been used as a weapon with sometimes producing negative consequences. Mess was provided to the maps as well as Hitler himself initially. Yeah, and that's the reason the Russians could not beat back the Germans. They could not stop the German forces because the German forces were up for weeks at a time. That's why Germany was so unstoppable. If Hitler would not have underestimated the Russian winter, we would all probably be speaking in German right now. But Hitler, all those forces out there, they didn't have enough food. They didn't have enough ammunition. They dang sure didn't have enough clothes to keep them warm. And most of the hundreds of thousands of German troops froze to death in the Russian wilderness. But that would be that stuff called history nobody wants to think about. D says there's all kinds of things you are unaware of 24/7. You know why? Because you're not in the know like the government is. We have hungry, homeless children. They're everywhere. They would freak out in the Stevening. They would absolutely freak out. I feel for that. I feel for the kids. They're going to have it the worst. Absolutely. It's going to terrorize them. Let's see here. Would you prefer we go back to the dark ages, reject technology? Yeah. I would. Because what's happening in this world is pure evil. When you take away free will from people, and you guys, you can hate me all you want, but think about this. When you can alter the mind. Look, just posted a video today about mind control where they literally know how to read the human mind. And the technology is so far advanced. If anybody, military veterans in here, if you know anything about nanotechnology, these are microscopic, and there are millions of them in every one of us. And they can literally control your body. They can control your mind with these weapons. I don't get it. Why is everybody attacking me when I'm literally trying to save people here? But nobody gets that.
No, you're lying to people.
Let's see. They have the ability to do this with anybody on the planet. They can point these weapons at anybody at any time. It's not the point of rejecting technology. It's like, where is the morality? Anytime there's an invention and it's created for good, the military takes it and decides we got to kill people. That's the problem. And on the video I watched today, the people were talking about, listen, people have never heard before or never been able to talk. We can read their minds and check it all out, and that can help. Yeah, that'd be a great thing, wouldn't it? But what happens? The military,
what a source he's using from 2007.
Tesla was going to give free energy to the world. And boy, they shut that down in a hurry, didn't they? Tesla was the first one to create a microwave weapon. That's what we're dealing with today. Tesla was doing it 100 years ago, and you guys think I'm talking about Star Trek crap. Red Texas Ice, MK Ultra was no joke. Red Texas Ice, MK Ultra did not stop. It went dark. Congress was in control of it, and then they were forced to go dark with it. And now thousands around the world, including targeted individuals, are living with the hell that came from MK Ultra. It never ended. It just no longer has congressional approval. MJ Givens said, force reach over to hit you. MJ, these drones are anywhere from 2 to 4 blocks away from me. And they hit me constantly. They're ripping me apart. I've been wanting to cry for about an hour now because I'm hurting so bad.
There's no drones.
I'm gonna keep rolling because we're here. They said, I know this, enacting this during military employment. I'm telling you, stupid ass people directly from their own pretty much directives. He's a veteran. He knows this stuff. Nick Volt said, Nick Volt, I'm over it, man. I don't even want to hear. I don't want to see you no more. I'm over it.
See, when people challenge him, he blocks.
Some people are just exhausting. Everybody has the answers here. Exactly, James. Everybody has the answers, but when I just try to say it, people don't get it. The hot pill go kill boss. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize you're trying to save us. Now I'm started. That's the thing. I just read a news article from a technology magazine. Let me find another one here. I don't know. Let me find another one. Newsweek. I'm going to read this because a lot of people don't know how to read, I guess. This is from Newsweek. Watch U.S. military. Oh, goodness. Newsweek. U.S. military weapons makes voices from thin air. This is 3/21 of 18, 11:47 Eastern. U.S. military is developing a non-lethal weapon that could one day use laser technology to create noise miles away from the device itself. Years in the making, scientists can use the technology to create sounds almost like a human voice from thin air. Skip to about 18 seconds in the video above, provided by the U.S. military's non-lethal weapons programs. Guys, these weapons are not non-lethal. Let me show you. Let me tell you that right now. Targeted individuals, you're still here on the page. Tell me, are these weapons non-lethal? Let me hear you say it. Tell me about it. Still in development stages. Trust me, the laser portion of this technology is still in development. And this is 2018, so I'm sure it's way past then. But we're talking about the microwave weapon side of this. Still in development, the military hopes to have this laser-induced plasma effect weapon within about 3 years, Defense One reports. Well, I want to show up, but I ain't got time. Ultra-fast pulse laser shoots focused light for around 10 seconds. Defense One states this strips air molecules of their electrons, creating a small cloud of plasma. A second, finely tuned laser manipulates the plasma field, generating both light and sound. The right kind of manipulation can produce sounds similar to ghostly radio voices. Guys, chemtrails. What do you think they do? They're putting all kinds of aluminum. They're putting conductors, metals, heavy metals into the atmosphere. Why would they be doing that? Well, weather modification for one, but also to help transmit these radio frequencies, these microwave weapons. 5G right around the corner. We're this close to getting to speak to us. We need 3 or 4 more kilohertz, David Law, who runs the U.S. military's Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Program Technology Division, told Defense One. The weapon produces noise at a specific point in space. Depending on where it's pointed, that means you could potentially create the sound at a great distance from the weapon itself, depending on the size. Mirrors used to manipulate the light.
Chemtrails
range is a function of optics. The bigger the mirrors, the farther the range. Law explained. A 5-inch mirror translate into an effect of about 0.6 miles away. An 8-inch mirror, he added, could create the effect some 3 miles away. In other words, a weapon this big around could put a voice in your head from 3 miles away. So in other words, you'd never find your perpetrator. You can lay in your bed one night and all at one time you hear these voices screaming your name, telling you to kill yourself. Guys, this is happening to targeted individuals all over the world.
No, it's not.
Plasmas, Law said, have been created at a range of about 19 miles. This is the first non-lethal weapon that could go out tens of kilometers, he said. How many people kill themselves due to mental illness?
Because they don't get treated.
What happened? They give you drugs when you're not really sick. It can kill you. It can what? Drive you crazy.
Night,
Red
Mark.
Texas I says, people just accept 5G as necessary for cell communication. My phone's working just fine without 5G, guys. We're going to be done soon. James says, Smart does, yes. I'm fine with 5G. The Steven says it doesn't have to be metal. It can be wood or plastic. They can move things. They can lock your door. They can throw things off your table, knock on your walls. Absolutely. James says, let's depopulation nation. Yep. Can you ignore the voices? Acacia, I've tried to train myself to not listen to them, but just like about 10 minutes ago, it sounds like somebody's under my house yelling at me. That's what I hear. Ignoring them, yes. But just like any radio, they can turn it up. Sometimes it gets so loud I can't even hear the TV because they're just yammering away. I appreciate your comment, but it is hard. But think about somebody, the situation I was in, my fiance and I, we both heard the same voice, and I never knew this technology existed. And this technology told her to kill herself. It told us they were going to kill her. If you got a voice in your head every single day and you're looking, trying to find it, and it keeps telling you to kill yourself, what are you going to do? Because you're scared to go ask for help. You're scared to go to the hospital and ask for help because what are they going to do? Because you know in your mind you're not crazy, even though have you went crazy? It's disgusting. I stopped calling that last name of a known stalker, put me on a program, got deleted immediately. Oh wow, I didn't delete anything. Hey guys, Dank, I've seen about 10 of your comments get zapped out, and I think it's the YouTube moderators that hang out, but I keep turning them back on, buddy. So whatever it is. Yeah, they do try to get you to kill yourself and go places. They do. They prompt you to kill yourself or kill others, just like I said about these school shootings. The same thing happens, guys. The same things. Guys, I'm about beat. I went to war tonight. Is Area 51 real?
Sure, lying all your lives is so tiring.
Guys, if I'm sorry if I upset anybody tonight or I disappointed you. I lose my temper at times. I'm human. I'm sorry. I just
you're a scumbag.
People are dying from this.
Yeah, because they're listening
not
to
in
you.
An alien way. MS, I believe in the Bible. And there's such thing as aliens, the fallen ones, the fallen angels, the demons, they're real. There's no argument. Listen, you can like Degeneration Nation all you want, but what I see somebody that could be helping people.
You're not helping people.
All he does is try to tear down people that are already hurting. It's sad and it's disgusting.
I save people that want to be saved.
Maybe not have a lot of money or may not look like the rest of us or may be different in some way or other. If it not for different people, this world would be boring. But for people to frequent that channel just to make fun of people, that just, I mean, do you people sit there with your children and watch it and make fun of people? If you do, then you're responsible for the bullying that's going on in schools. Bullying is a part of life. I don't approve of it, but it does make a man out of you. But this is real. If somebody in one of his videos killed themselves today, he can be locked up tomorrow for it. There's already been many cases of people being prosecuted for that very same thing. Cyber stalking. He thinks his IP address is hidden, but it's not that private. It's just, it's sad.
Obviously, he doesn't know the meaning of cyber
stalking. Listen to you all day, hears voices telling them to kill themselves. Yep, it's happening. Yeah, I'm getting my ass kicked too, MC. They're hitting me in my kidneys, in my back, and my spine. So thank you, MG. Thank you all for being here. God bless you all. Thank you all for having my back and sticking it out. Degenerates, thank you for helping my stream out. Pray for me. Pray for my family. Pray for your purpose. Dank, all the T guys in here's got my number. Anytime you need me, holler at me. Just don't holler it out. Good luck. God bless. I am Stuart Pidlone, targeted citizen.
And he gets a fake name. His name isn't
Shannon Townsend, PayPal.com at Yahoo.com.
See what I mean? Right there.
Good night, y'all.
And by the way, his name's not Stuart Pidlong. It's Carol Shannon. Oops, let me change something here. Okay, now I want to show you something. I want to show you his proof of drones. Where is it? Where's his other video? Fly the Unfriendly Skies. Here we go.
So, open it. Is anyone?
Citizen, hope you guys are doing great. I'm doing fine. Getting ready to go to the store. But I want to spot the drone, and as you can see, that is the drone right above
there.
My house, just as bright as absolutely can be.
Are those not stars?
It is bright and loading up.
Right there. He's claiming that is a drone. Is that a drone? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Those little... Anyone? Am I wrong? Does that look like a drone to you? Is that proof? Exactly.
Not. The moon is not out anywhere. Out there's a plane. I don't know if you can see it, but it's coming right at me. That's a plane. But I'm guessing that you guys can see that. The camera I'm using right now is not 4K. That's a perp. A little black. Yeah, it comes by all the time. But you see this right here? I'm hoping it shows up. I'm thinking it is. I think I can see it. Let me get... watch this. I'm going to make it move from around my house. Okay, I'm going to do that just by walking down the street. I'm going to walk sideways and you'll be able to see it. Keep watching for it. Here it comes. It's coming into view.
Notice how it doesn't move. He's just moving the camera. And there's another star.
This
right
is
there.
not in 4K, so this one may not show up. But it's just as bright as it can be.
Right
it will
there.
be that same exact distance when I get to the store.
That's a star.
And I'll be probably 2 miles up the road. That's exactly the same distance for me as it will always be. So, see, you see that plane? That plane moves. That plane is moving. Yeah, that's a plane. It moves. This right here moves following my footsteps. Oh, it's cold in North Carolina.
Hang on, so let me get rid of Nightbot. It's starting to annoy me.
Won't be able to see this unless I catch it over my left corner. Yeah, it'll be over my left shoulder. It'll pop up around when I get up the road here. And there comes the fire trucks out to stalk me. But there it is following me now. This is out my left window. See, as it comes with me. Now watch when I stop how it goes. See, it keeps on going. You see it go? You saw it keep on going, didn't you? Of course you did. My imagination. Now, it'll be behind us now the whole time. And you won't see it until I get turned around. Oh, I'm going to go up here and take a left. And then you'll see it again. If this time around it's blacked out, then you understand why.
Yeah, it is stars.
I said again, this camera is not in 4G, but I want to put a shout out to a very dear friend of mine that has donated this GoPro Hero 7 white. God bless you, sir. He is another targeted individual going through the same hell that I am. So everybody, your donations matter. Your donations count. I need anything and everything you're willing to give me.
See what I mean about begging for money? The number one thing that I need
are your prayers. That matters above all else. But here's a question for you out there that don't believe a word I say. Because a lot of you don't. A lot of you here are just here for shock value and entertainment. Let me tell you this much. This is not entertaining for me. This is not fun for me. Just put this in your head. What if every word out of my mouth is the absolute God's honest truth?
It's not.
What if you lived in a society where the government literally stalked folks. Now watch me. You're gonna see it's gonna pop up again over my left-hand shoulder, and there it is. Right out in the open. Now, how is it the same exact distance from me as it was when I was at my house? See, coming right with me. Stop.
See what I mean?
See it speed up and go by? Come on, see? Still with me. Anybody can feel free to tell me how that thing follows my every move. That'd be nice. But listen, guys, what if I told you that everything I told you is the absolute truth? What if you lived in a country where you had freedom of speech, you had freedom of assembly, you had freedom of religion, you had all these freedoms, but there were consequences to what you said. There were consequences to the God you worshipped. What if you lived in a country that if you spoke out,
but the thing is, Dying to Live, he doesn't speak the truth. He doesn't speak any truth at all. And he's not willing to back anything up.
No-touch torture.
If he was able to back a thing up, I would listen to him.
Folks, I am the living proof that program absolutely
exists. But he lies
exists.
about everything.
I am a targeted individual, and that is the life I live. Every single day of my life, I am followed. Every single day of my life, I am being tortured with directed energy weapons. And if you'll scroll through the comments, you'll see that others just like me are living the same exact nightmare. God has given me this platform to speak out, to raise awareness to the millions that are dying every year. What if this is exactly what's killing our veterans? Because I know it is. Just imagine everything that I told you is the truth.
It's not.
Imagine everything I say is the God's honest truth with no exaggerations, because I'll tell you this much. Everything I tell you is the absolute God's honest truth. Everything I show you is absolutely true as the sun coming up tomorrow. I do not embellish. I do not exaggerate. I tell you facts. Whether you like the facts or you don't, everything I tell you is backed up by U.S. patent, by eyewitness testimony, by news articles, and by declassified government releases through the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act system. Everything I tell you is true. Now, what kind of person are you to make fun of people like me?
Because you're a scam artist.
Did you think that just because you get up on church on Sunday and you pay your tithe and you have your nice little shirt on and everybody goes to the Western Sizzling after church and you get to sit down and you have a little dinner together and you have the perfect little life, when I didn't have that opportunity?
No one has
that the life that I built to take care of my children and raise a family was absolutely destroyed. That the people that I know, love, and care for were actually murdered.
Nick, he used Wired magazine as a source, and that article is from 2007.
Now think about compassion. Most of you people would want the death penalty for someone that just kicks a dog, but Americans and citizens around the world like me are being tortured, and you laugh. It's sheer entertainment value for you, because it's just too hard to believe.
Because you're a lunatic.
That the government would do this to anyone. You fail to realize the government's been doing this for a long, long time. Remember,
bullshit.
Right now, it's not behind my house anymore, guys. It's not behind my house. It's with me. That is not Venus. It's not Saturn. It's not Jupiter. Listen, guys. Richie from Boston posted on his page. They talking about these same exact stars in the west, and he said, "Well, it's not Jupiter. I promise, it's not."
Yeah, and he's going to be laughed out of court.
Would not pick the drone up. My cell phone hardly wouldn't, but my 4K GoPro does. But you see that right there?
It's a star.
It is the drone following me. Right with me, the same place, same way it always is. That is my life. That is the life I live.
So, I mean, you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. It's obviously a star.
Right there.
Am I seeing things?
Distance as it was when I left my home. It stays about 2 blocks away. Not the same elevation every time. And as I've stated before, many, many times, it's went over the airport. There I turn, it's right in front of me.
Yeah, you would think that he would show a little bit better.
Now, I don't know how that thing is
of a picture of the drone
unless they know about it. Unless they're told that, listen, keep an eye on our drones. They'll be over your airspace soon, because they're always over me. See, and if it is showing up, notice it never gets closer. It is always out in front of me. No one else finds that strange but me, I guess. That I don't know, Venus follows you. Richie from Boston, it's not Venus. If you're an actual targeted individual, that is a drone that is stalking your every move.
I don't think he's ever shown
say, well, it's following.
footage of the drone in the daylight.
It is linked to my DNA. It is linked to the nanotechnology in my bloodstream.
Nanotechnology
you can take your cell phone and throw it in the trash. You can walk outside naked, and these will still be right on top of you the whole time. They are with you. You cannot lose them. That is the technology they have created. You do not escape these drones. None. And folks, let me tell you this much. They are weaponized. They are absolutely weaponized with not only surveillance technology, but they are weaponized with directed energy weapons. Why would the government spend that kind of money on you? Because they're getting paid to test this. DARPA. Maybe Google that one. But notice, I don't know if the little airplane, 2 airplanes is right on to the left of the star is there, but 2 airplanes there that are crossing this path, but you see it keeps the same distance. Remarkable, ain't it?
Elsie, he said he has nanotechnology in his bloodstream.
I find it quite lovely that the day after I posted a video about Salt Air, about me tracking them, that their plane no longer showed up on FlightAware. I find it refreshing that after my interview with the young man at Salt Air, the pilot, that they no longer sit on my house. Now, if they were made to do that, they were forced to fly in that pattern. Why, oh, why are they not flying over now? Why? Anybody? Can anyone answer that question? I just pray that the drone is showing up. I pray it is. I don't know. I can't tell. This, like I said, this camera's not 4K. But I just wonder. I just wonder. GoPro, stop recording. Don't even have enough money to get a soda pop for myself. I don't drink soda pop, but I wanted to get one of my cheap drinks. See? Still with me. Still with me.
Shama, you've been brainwashed by this targeted fool. Or as I call him, the self-proclaimed target citizen.
Herp. And I took you on that little circle just to show you this. Like I said, I don't even know if this is showing up or not, but here I am, and there's the drone. Right now, that drone is on the street behind mine.
It's not real.
I'm actually one exact city block away from my home. That drone is on the street right behind my home. That's why it's so bright. Not because it's that big. It is the size of a smart car, but that is the drone that follows my every move. Yep, targeted individual. See, right in front of me now. Now, how did that thing follow me all the way down? I guess probably 2 miles down the road. And it was right with me then, and now it's right with me now.
It's not
Tell me
real.
how that happens. Unless you're being stalked by drones.
Go see a psychiatrist.
I know what I need to do, but nobody's
Get
going to believe it anyway. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter how much proof I have. No one will believe it because they think I'm just some dumb hick redneck with imagination. They think I'm just some dumb drug addict. Really? I could piss test anyone, and I'd be clean as a bell because I always am. Social services stuck up your ass. The first thing they're going to do if they think you got a drug problem, even if they don't think you got a drug problem, they're going to put the man on you. But they know I don't have a drug problem. They know that what I'm saying is true. They just don't want to admit it because they're scared. They are terrified to admit that this happens to people like me. They're terrified
because it doesn't happen
to admit this is happening.
Thanks so much for watching.
They move back.
Citizen on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Out over my home again.
Pray about it. Please.
Sounds like my Harley.
Shannon Townsend.
Probably is.
Through PayPal. Thanks so much. God bless.
GoPro, start recording. Stop.
Pathetic. What's this?
Was that it was tested in a conflict situation in Iraq and pointed at one insurgent in a group who whipped around looking in all directions and began a heated conversation with his compatriots who did not hear the message. At the time, I greeted this story with some skepticism. Is there any basis to this technology? Well, Holosonic.
Hello?
Thank you for calling the Charlotte Division of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Please be advised that this call may be recorded.
This is the targeted citizen not answering. But he says we're calling and hanging up. Proof he's a jackwagon. I'm going to call again. Hello?
Thank you for calling the Charlotte Division of the Federal Bureau of
Would you look at
How
that?
could you lie about the
How
truth?
about we post this real fast?
So you guys see what I mean about this guy is a total fraud? I must say I'm very impressed that so many of you stuck through this. You guys are just awesome. You really are. BM, yes, he does. He hurts a lot of people. A lot of people that think that they're targeted, they latch on to him and take his word as gospel. If I think that's a phrase. And the more he talks, the more they believe it, and then they get caught in his nonsense, and they're too far gone. Yeah, I'm going to be getting to bed in a few minutes also. I'll be working on a video. Hopefully I can get it out tomorrow. I should be able to get it out. Shama, what he's not describing is not the truth. He hasn't provided one stitch of information. The one source he did talk about, the God of... What was it? The God of Voice of God weapon. He's sourcing an article from a magazine from 2007. Come on, what kind of source is that? Seriously. And Shama, I pray that you find the help that you need. I think the so-called targeted citizen got into your mind. What he's saying is not real. Seriously, please talk to someone so they could help you get straightened out. I feel for you. I really does. Jamie, it's going to be a sovereign citizen video. He didn't speak one bit of truth. If he did, he would actually have some real citations and real sources. But I'm sorry, a magazine isn't going to put truth out there. And how am I a fraud? I'm trying to get you to see the light and not be brainwashed by idiots like him. Exactly, Maisha. They're nothing but tabloids. They write BS for a living, and it gets them the money. Oh yeah, and how am I delusional? I asked him for any kind of citation. I even went on his stream and typed in the chat, and what happens? I get blocked. Doesn't look too good on him. I'm trying to help people like you see through the fraud and the con. Targeting is not a thing. Not to mention, he just admitted tonight that he's an anti-vaxxer as well. How much would you like to bet that he also believes the Earth is flat? We will pray for you, Shama, that you get the help that you need. I don't know if Shama left, but honestly, I really do pray for her because I think she's lost, and she trusts into these so-called targeted individuals, and she got brainwashed. But I do believe that all is not lost with her. I think she could get the help and straighten out. So I will keep you in my prayers, Shama. But anyway, with that said, it's 1:05 in the morning here. I'm tired, and I think my brain is shot from watching that guy's stream. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by and hanging out for almost 3 hours and 30 minutes. You guys are awesome, and hopefully I can get a video out for you by tomorrow. If not, it'll be Tuesday. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, you're a sovereign citizen. You eat all my beans, nigga. Fuck some hoes after I rock this place. Super fly. Look here. Look, listen.
Special thanks to my $5 patron.